So, welcome to session 12. And so, you continued to explore inside the central structure of the crater. You worked around the hemispherical objects with mold earth and explored areas with large glass tubes holding glowing green liquid. From those objects, ooze creatures erupted, similar to those you fought in the Howling Caverns, but you were able to defeat them. Afterward, you descended the shaft you found previously to find rooms below. You found an area with beds with equipment, wires, tubes, and needles. You were able to determine that it was a medical facility. You also discovered a room with metal beds, a cross between normal cushioned bed and a metal coffin, but you found no bodies. Then you found several power crystals. You were able to use magic to temporarily power one of them, which opened the way to another area of the facility from the hub room above. Moving into the yellow area, you found more ruined rooms, more hemispherical objects that fired beams of energy. Past all of that, you found a vast, almost perfectly shaped tunnel with metal rails running along the ground and a large object or building sitting atop those rails. On the wall, you found what appeared to be a map engraved in the wall. Below the map, you saw 5 crystals, one glowing and the other 4 dark. You recorded the glyphs covering the wall. Finally, you retreated from the building, and as we begin, it is the morning of the 20th, another hot and dry day, and you are still at the crater. So, what do you do? Let me go ahead and move you back to the map. Hold on one moment. Let me get you where you can see stuff. All right, so I put you back on the map, and so you are still at the crater. It is the morning. So what are you going to do?
Wait for the sun to rise and for things to get less blurry is a good start.
Okay. Can you see? Is everybody centered on the map?
Yeah, it's centered. Just everything's super fuzzy right now.
I just got to finish loading.
Okay. Yeah, it is a rather large image.
Okay, yeah.
So we were just gonna go.
There it goes.
We were just gonna go back to the portal, right? Are we gonna explore a little bit like southwards too, or?
Well, I was thinking about that, but Ragu really wanted to check the base of that one mountain. So what I was thinking is, well,
And from there, we can figure out whether or not we want to go to the mountain. And if we don't, then we can come down here, down here.
For that first movement, do you guys actually mind
south.
if we go to this one?
The reason.
Oh no, it works out.
No, the reason we chose this one was because it opens up more hex for our map.
That makes sense. Yeah, I just didn't do the math right.
Oh, Jeremy, something that I forgot to mention last week was this whole time as we're traveling, I want to be continuing to map out with my cartography tools everywhere we're traveling.
Yeah, once you mentioned that you were doing that, I made the assumption that you were going to continue doing that, unless you told me differently.
No, yeah, that's fine.
And I've got you covered in the cart too because I've got a bunch of documents already there.
Okay, so if you're going, are you going to do anything at the crater, or are you going to move on?
I think we're going to move on, because I thought we did everything that we realistically could at this point.
Fair enough. Yeah. So go ahead and move 1 hex at a time.
All right, so the first one will then be here.
Okay, so you move, and you see this, what appears to be an endless desert. You see it's extremely rocky. It seems to be getting hotter as you go to the south. However, you see the mountains in the distance, so clearly it is not endless. Nothing else happens, so go ahead and move 1 more hex.
I was absolutely going to point that out. All right, then the next one will move this direction.
All right, you continue to move, and you're still in the desert, but you can see that the terrain is starting to change, and you can see the sharp hills in the distance, and you find yourself a campsite. Let me go ahead and move you over to the map. you'll notice you'll recognize the map, but it is obviously a different location. But unfortunately, in this large desert, it feels like one area of the desert feels very similar to the other. And
Yes.
if it wasn't for the mountains and the mapping that you've been doing, it would be very easy to get lost. All right, so it is now the evening. Let me go ahead and to back. So, are you doing anything that evening before you go to sleep?
Um,
I'll try to cast teleport.
You try to cast teleport, but nothing happens.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the usual camp thing. It looks like we've got some kind of hilly type stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's sand and rocky ground. So the sand you can use your mold earth relatively easily. It's definitely easier here than it was than it is in the hills.
is this a feature or just a?
That's a death hole.
yeah,
I've had problems with them.
I'm just making sure it was actually on our camping map and not just a artifact from a previous map.
If you want to go check it out, you can, but it'll try to eat you.
Well, what I'll say is the stuff you see here is here, but unless you know I forgot and left enemies or something. There's no enemies, but the map features are here.
All right.
So, do I recognize what type of aminal this is?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay, I'm not very good at nature, but I'll definitely make the check. There it is. Nope.
You definitely can tell it was some sort of mammal. That's about it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, actually, one other thing you can tell is you don't recognize it. It's probably not an
That's
animal
new.
that exists back in the Nexus.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
That would be actually kind of interesting if
To
we
throw the
notice
bone.
things that exist in the Nexus
Yeah.
here. That would be interesting to study up on.
I was going to say, did you want to throw the bones in the cart or something if they're not too heavy, or we've got more than enough already?
I mean, he can take one if you want.
Well, no, what I thought was like the whole skeleton. Taking just one bone doesn't do jack, but they have whole skeletons in museums.
Yeah, it is. It looks kind of big, so it might be probably
Yeah,
like
you would
20-pound
probably, with the
skeleton.
bones you can find, you could load them all, but it'd probably be about 100 pounds.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, where
No
am I?
boy.
No,
You're not
yeah.
here.
Oh, you're not on the map? My apologies.
I
This,
was like, I don't know where I
sorry
am.
about that.
I can
Higher.
see it. Oh, there I am. Okay. All right.
All right. So you guys, okay. So you guys, you're gonna take a short rest. You can do anything before you take your rest?
Checking.
Mm,
I thought I had some things I wanted to do, but I can't honestly remember them, and I can't find them in my notes. So, no.
Fair enough. All right. So who is on the first watch?
Uh,
Assuming you're taking watches.
I don't like that
guess
you
I'll
just rolled
take
the
that.
D4 in that. Yeah.
Sorry, say
Wait a
that again.
second.
I'll take the first watch.
All right. As you take your watch, you hear footsteps on the outside. So I'm assuming you dug out basically an area to sleep, and you got a tunnel leading underground, and you're sleeping down there like usual.
Yeah, maybe a little less downward since building into the hillside means kind of being able to go in more horizontally rather than straight down, but still the same principle.
All right. Let me edit this real quick. All right, so you do so, and you're sitting up, paying attention to what's going on, and you hear this sound from outside. It sounds like footsteps on the sand.
All right. Oh, one of those.
All right, you show as you pop out to look. You see this ghostly form that looks almost exactly like Ire. And
Oh yeah, this guy
you
again.
see him pacing back and forth, and he seems to be muttering. You recognize it as the same vows that you heard him mutter last time.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and starting with Ire, go ahead and wake everybody up.
Yeah, Ira,
Alrighty.
have we told you about this? Were you here for the
No.
last time So this dude's just been kind of popping up while we're like sleeping, and he like asks us about our like devotion and our purpose. It's
Mhm.
kind of weird.
All right, you wake everybody up. Does everybody come out?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, everybody pops out, and Ire, you see what looks like a translucent but otherwise mirror image of yourself. And as you look at it, it looks back at you, and it steps toward you, and it says, "How strong are your devotions?"
Um.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Decently.
Decently strong.
What is most important?
Of
Health.
what do you mean?
Fame. Fortune.
What is most important?
Oh, don't ask him what his questions mean. He doesn't like that.
I mean, my oaths are the most important thing.
Are they? Then what are your oaths?
Honesty, courage, compassion, honor, duty.
And
That's it.
have you fulfilled those oaths? What
Always
compassion
avoid
have
it.
you shown?
Compassion. He's repeatedly helped the party recover from injury and making sure that we're well tended to.
True.
And what compassion have you shown to this world?
I'm just gonna back
Many
Well,
up a little
times
bit.
he has spared the enemy of his flail.
He has spared the enemy of his flail, as he has
That probably
destroyed
wasn't right.
unknown denizens.
Saved. I've protected cities of the evil Kylon. I do my part. What have you done?
He looks at you, and then as he looks at you, you actually recognize him. It takes you a moment, but you remember that feeling you had in your head, that presence that entered from the crystal, and you see that in him.
Oh.
And then he says, "You will prove your compassion and your bravery and your skill." And then he pulls out his flail.
Oh
What do
no.
you do?
I guess I'll pull out my flail and shield and Uh-oh.
Actually, you sure you want to be taking an aggressive posture if you're supposed to be showing compassion?
Ragu leans over to Pico and says, "Are we supposed to be interfering in this? Or is this a private religious thing?"
I don't think. Well, I don't think we want to be getting into any fights. I'll put it that way.
If we are not to be involved, I think I'll go back to bed.
Alrighty. So
No, I
Ragu
don't
goes back to
actually
bed.
leave. I'm joking. Yeah, I don't actually leave yet. I'm just saying.
So Ragu, he's standing there with his flail out, and you see his shield form, which is exactly like yours. And he stands there menacingly. What do you do?
I think
Uh,
Jeremy meant to say Ira.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, I meant to say Ire. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna.
Bless him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take out my holy water and
Good call.
yeah, and prepare a little a blessing and splash him with the holy water.
Okay, go ahead and make a religion check.
Oh god, I'm not very good at those.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty bad at
By the way, I
religion.
don't know if this is.
What?
You
You
By
have
the way,
you go
zero
to pull out
religion.
your holy water, and you sprinkle it
Wait,
on
wait,
him.
wait, wait, wait. I'd like to use a fate
I
point.
can I can help
Okay,
him with
fair enough.
religion as well if I can. I am
You
Take
tried
take
to.
my hand, Jailer.
specialized in
Take my
religion.
hand.
That's fair enough. Okay, so go ahead. You mark off a fate point, and go ahead and roll again with advantage.
All right. Advantage. Okay.
Well,
Better.
All right.
not
Yeah,
awful.
you perform a rite, a blessing, and he stops, and he looks at you straight in your face. I would say eyes, but they're not visible on you. But he looks at where those sensors are, and then he nods and vanishes.
All right, so I think he's trying to tell us that like we should be nicer to the world around us, but
Hmm.
it's kind of
I want to
weird.
know if that thing is in my head.
Oh, it
'Cause,
would help if it
No,
stopped
no.
trying to murder us.
It's no longer in your head. I think Jeremy may have said that when you weren't here, but he said that you no longer felt it in your head. You felt it like leave.
Oh yeah, I
But
did
I
say
think that
that.
just means that it's free. I think that just means it's free to fuck around with us.
Mhm.
So we kind of released a ghost from the tomb.
He's not really like a problem. He's just kind of like around, you know?
What if he follows us back through the portal?
I mean, he doesn't really seem to do anything bad. He's just like asks us questions and then dips.
True.
Well, yes, it's true. It is the
He's not
ghosts of your past. I can ignore
He's
him.
probably our moral compass to make sure we don't turn into murder hobos.
Yeah, which is fair.
Alrighty. So, you guys do anything else? If not, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next day.
Yeah, maybe Cold Soul could have needed one of those around to maybe be a little less thorough on the battlefield.
Yes.
Alrighty. So it is now, let me advance the day. It is now the 21st. It is, you notice as you wake up that the sun is beating down particularly difficult, or it's particularly hot today, more so than yesterday. And so last night, hopefully, when you marked down your rations, you marked down one ration and two water because you were still in the desert. And the as you start to move, and the heat beats down on you, and I'm going to need everybody to make a Constitution save.
Okay. Jeremy, did we do rations last session?
Yeah. I
No,
don't know if it
because
was rations, but
you guys had slept. So yeah, you guys had slept, and you took care of it that then, and then
Okay.
and then this was the next day, and then up to the night. So yeah, you done it last time, but you have to do it again because it's another night.
Okay. I think I'm good then.
All right, well, I am marking a water barrel off the wagon because
can you
I am.
can you mark two because I'm also empty?
All right.
And anybody who did not get at least a 10 on their con save gains one level of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, con save. I forgot about that.
Looks like Oreo made it, although I don't know why there's that second one. Maybe it was just clicked twice.
Well, the first one was a
That's the
constitution.
Constitution. Correct.
Oh, okay. So unfortunately, Oreo did not make it, and
Uh,
neither did Devok.
So another question: if it's way hotter down here, well, why does it like kind of merge to? Is it just a different color of gray? Because to me, it looks like it's getting greener. Do we actually notice more plants?
It is
or...
getting. Yeah, I see the green down here.
Well, you notice that it. Sorry, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So you notice that it is greener way over on the mountains, but there's a big gap between where you are here and over here. And you also notice as you're going south. I said it was getting hotter as you went south, and
Uh,
this is definitely more to the east.
okay, I see what
You
you're
do not
saying.
see any greenery on the mountain down to the south. It looks
Yeah, yeah.
dry as can be. All right, so whoever didn't make their Constitution save, DC 10, add a level of exhaustion, and once you do that, go ahead and move 1 hex.
Well, that's weird.
What's the issue?
Oh, just the way that spire type mountain is. It's I don't know. I guess it's just where the hex is. It almost makes it look a little clipped. Are you sure you still want to go that direction, Ragu?
What does our timeline look like? How much like supplies do we have left?
There's
We
There-
got. It's going to take us 2 days to get to the portal.
okay, and there's nothing looking right here. Shouldn't we go?
Well, nothing you can see from here, but that doesn't mean there's nothing there. I mean, it becomes very hilly here, and yeah, there could be, a whole city hidden over there, and you wouldn't see it from there.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
All right,
but
so
yeah,
as you move
go.
forward, you've come to an area where you notice strange pillars. So I'm going to go ahead and move you to the map here. Come on.
Pilar.
And
Ooh.
so you see that there's this large rocky structure that forms the base of that feature you saw on the map. And near that rocky structure, you see 4 pillars, and between the pillars, partially covered in dirt, you see this metallic shape. So what do you do?
I think we were going to go investigate.
Yeah. In case it's got weapons, I'll just kind of move up a little bit too.
Okay, so this is a hill. So as you can see, this is basically at a much higher level than where you are down here, which is why you're able to see it from a distance and notice it. You can see another hill in the background. You can see some very large, very steep cliffs to the right over here, and that forms the base of that structure you see on the map.
Mm.
All right, Pico, as you approach, you see the pillars, and the pillars seem to be covered in glyphs in a very similar style to the glyphs you've seen in the temple and the automata cave and so on. And atop these there's stone pillars, and on top there's a pyramidal shape, and the pyramidal shape is this kind of yellowish color that almost looks metallic, whereas the rest of the pillar is obviously stone.
I don't know. I'm gonna move up. Can I roll for this thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, can I also roll?
And so could Ire.
I'm always
Random.
getting random memories, dude. I constantly have weird PTSD flashbacks.
All right, so Galen, as you look upon this, you have a memory. As you open your eyes in the memory, you're getting slapped across the face, and you see this person on the other side, another shadow kind like yourself, and it seems to be a woman about your age, and she's screaming at you, "You fool! You fool! You can't do this!" And then the memory ends.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting.
All right, so what do you do?
Let's see if we can look at the glyphs, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, you start looking at the glyphs, and I'm going to have both of you make a history check.
Oh. I'm actually not super great at history.
Okay, was that Ire?
Yes.
Yeah, so Ire, when you're looking at this, and Galen actually, you notice that the glyphs look very similar to the glyphs you saw in the Automata cave on those objects where you had to cast spells in them to get something to happen. You don't know what they mean,
Ah,
but but they do look very similar.
so maybe
Like the
we.
battery things.
Yeah, maybe
Before we
we.
cast a spell, though, let's take a peek at this weird aperture.
Right, you take a look,
True, yeah.
and like I said, it's partially covered with dirt, but unlike what the graphic shows, it's completely tightly sealed, and you can see that um, it doesn't seem to have any sort of damage. You know, there's dirt and stuff on top, but when you brush it away, it seems to be in perfect condition. Um, and you also notice that, from what you can tell, it seems to be very sturdy.
Okay.
But
Well, let's.
it clearly opens, or at least it's meant to. I mean, you've seen these things before, at least in this world. So you're pretty sure it opens somehow, but you don't see any mechanism to do so.
Well, I'm going to sweep the earth away with mold earth and maybe even clear a little bit around it just to see if there's any sort of controls that are covered in dirt.
Fair enough. You spend probably a couple of minutes clearing earth around carefully and looking for controls or anything, but unfortunately, you do not find anything of the kind.
I know it's a bold guess, but I want to say that casting spells may open the lens here.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure because as far as I could tell, I didn't feel anything weird when I cast mold earth.
Hmm.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
actually, it's a good point. Where you cast mold earth at the ground? Yeah, no. So yeah, that worked fine. Never mind. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of the pillars and cast shocking grasp into it.
That's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
So
I'm backing away if he's doing that one.
so you
Yeah, I'll let him know that I do it first.
all right, you go to cast Shocking Grasp in that direction. But before the spell even comes out, you feel the magical energy flowing into the pillar. The metal looking pyramid top part of the top glows for about 10 seconds and then dims.
So we need a first level spell. I have a first level spell. Do you guys want me to open this or no?
I also have one.
Sure.
One thing you also notice, of course, is that only the one pillar glowed.
Hmm.
May have to do all four.
Oh, wait a
We might
minute.
have to use a
Okay.
lot of
Let's
spells.
try some cantrip stuff here.
Oh yeah,
first.
everybody do a cantrip at each pillar. Can we do that?
I do not have a cantrip, but
Sure.
I'll produce
Any
flame
cantrip?
at this one.
All right.
I can,
do we have 4 people that have cantrips?
yeah, I can go ahead and minor illusion or something.
All right,
Okay.
sweet. So we'll all cantrip these pillars.
All right, you all cast your various cantrips, and they all glow. And you notice that the metal iris is open for about 10 seconds, and then the glow fades and it irises close again. And while it was open, you saw a ladder descending into some sort of room below. And below, um, you saw ivy and plants, and you saw metal junk and multiple doors.
Oh man. So begs the question if can we open it from the inside?
Thinking
When
maybe not.
I was gonna say when the iris opened, um, did I see anything mechanical or anything uh, that would, like the mechanics of the actual physical opening? Was it just magic sliding on magic, or were there like gears and levers
You
and
didn't
pulleys and
notice
stuff?
any gears or any other objects, but that doesn't mean they're not there necessarily. But you certainly didn't see anything like that.
Okay.
If
Take
we
a different
wanted
position. Let's do that
to,
again. I want to get a peek down there. Does it? Let's open it again. I want to look and see if there's any similar structures underneath.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and whoever's looking down, I guess Oreo's off somewhere else. Oreo, are you? Did you want to look down as well, or are you doing something
Just
else?
assuming, no, just assuming I'm with everybody else. I'm not in front of my computer right now, so just
Oh,
I'm
okay,
with everybody else.
fair enough. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just gonna go ahead and move you guys down there just long enough, just so you guys can see the what you can see. I guess I can move
No.
Oreo down there. So anyway, yeah, you see a ladder that heads downward. You see doors on either side. The door to the south down here, you can see a handprint that's lit. The other three doors have handprints that are not lit. Unfortunately, you just see the bottom of the iris. You don't see any obvious gears or buttons or switches or anything of that nature.
I think we can
So
take the chance because if all else fails, I can burn 2 spell slots just to get us down there and get us out.
Well, how would you get us out?
Yeah, I don't know how you would get us out either.
But what I was going to suggest is we could send the one or two people that don't have cantrips down there to explore, and then
Yeah,
they can pound on the door and have the other four
open it
open it again. Yeah.
exactly. We could do like a
Okay,
little preliminary investigation before we.
I, th- I thought you said that a full level 1 spell would be enough to hold the door open much longer.
Probably, but do
Oh,
we want to spend a
well,
full level 1
yeah,
spell on that
and
right
even
now?
then, we don't know how long it would be. Maybe it'll be minutes, maybe it'll be hours. But I'd rather not risk, getting stuck down there on,
well, due to the way
on
this works, it sounds like we'd have to cast them on each of the pillars. This would actually be 4 spells, not 1.
right.
Although it might be additive, like if we cast
Mm,
cantrips and then a level 1 spell, it'll keep it open for a little bit. But I think you're probably right. We'd have to spend a lot of spell slots on this place to open it up permanently. Or for long enough to explore it. Yeah, so who's willing to go down there? Who
well,
can
I
we
don't
have?
have
I would.
cantrips, so I can go down. We need 4 people with cantrips to stay on the surface
Yeah,
to reopen it, right?
yeah.
Well, if it's people without cantrips and you don't have cantrips, Oreo's the only other one who doesn't.
I
So
really do not want to go down there because right now I've got disadvantage on ability check.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
guess I'm going in
don't
alone.
have
If
I
only
don't
I could
have
make like
disadvantages. Is there any way?
I can't.
Yeah, I don't have
I
disadvantages.
can fight the
Is there
darkness
any way?
alone. It's fine. Send me in.
All right, are you guys sending Ire down?
I don't
Actually,
know if we should send him alone.
I was gonna say, can 3 of you get enough cantrip or magic energy to open it? Because I can go down with him. I don't have
Let's
disadvantage.
try.
well, okay, let's try this. I'm going to go ahead and cast a cantrip at the 2 southern pillars. So one turn on one and another turn on another, and somebody else can do the same thing for the northern ones.
Yeah, I will do that for the northern ones.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it does technically reduce the amount of time because it's basically what you're gonna be able to tell. It's 10 seconds. It's open for 10 seconds from the time the last spell is cast, but not by much because it's right there. So
So we
maybe
technically
9
could do it
seconds.
with one. We could do it with one person, even, I guess.
All right, so who's going down then?
Actually,
Uh,
yeah, let's test that. If I stand like right here and I cast at all 4 pillars, can I open the aperture by myself?
Let's see. Each one takes an action. So 1, 2, 3. You could, but you would have 1 second. It would be open for 1 second.
Question, didn't
Okay.
somebody have a certain wand with a lot of magic in it that they can maybe just expend for the next foreseeable day or two?
Oh, yeah, totally. I can do that.
Uh,
My
well,
wand
the
of
the point
fireball.
is,
oh, the
yeah,
fireball wand. You are pretty sure that if you cast a fireball wand, it would be the equivalent of casting a level, was it 3 spell, I think,
yeah,
at all
fireball's
4
3.
of them.
I'm gonna back up for that.
Is that okay with everybody? We want
Yeah,
to
go for it.
explore
Yeah.
this place.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
So that would be 3.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Duvok, Pico, this sound good to you guys?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
taking cover.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Oreo, you might want to move. Let's just assume she's moved.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes,
cast the
please.
fireball.
Sorry,
She's
I'm
not at her
not.
computer,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, the fireball has been shot.
All right, it explodes. The pillars all start glowing in unison, and the portal iris is open.
All right, I don't know how long that's gonna be open for, guys, but
Here we go.
All right,
here we
everybody
go.
stack up, and I'll move you down.
Let's assume we can spend an hour before we need to check on the iris again.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
Because then we can just check how much less the pillars are glowing to see how
Mhm.
much time we have and kind of gauge it.
Okay. Just exit, and you can do it tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
It'll. Oh, that's fine. Turning on my lantern.
All right. So, yep, you have gone. You've gone down. The iris is still open above. You see that the door to the south has the handprint lit. The other 3 doors do not. So I'm assuming you're going to open it up.
Yep.
Okay, you open it up, and you find a hallway, and then you see in the hallway you see 4 doors total, one on either side here, and then one either side down here. And you see that the handprints on all of those doors are lit up.
What about this door right there at the end?
It is not lit up. That you're right. There is a door there, but it is not lit up.
Okay.
And you can see that the walls are lined with plants. You can see that there's dirt and grass and other things that you wouldn't expect to be growing underground.
Hmm.
Back up.
Oh, shall we just peek a door?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do
let's start down here. I like this door.
You
Okay.
want to start at the bottom and work our way backwards? Okay.
So you open the door, and it opens into an interesting looking room. But you also see an automata standing there. He is definitely faced your direction. His eyes are glowing, but he hasn't moved or said anything.
Yeah, they don't do that till we step in the room. Do we want
Yeah.
to try and talk to him?
it. Hmm.
Do we want to open the other rooms? Because as soon as he sounds the alarm, they'll be coming out. So we don't want to be.
That's true. Yeah,
We don't want to be
let's open.
surrounded.
I agree. That's a good idea.
So you close the door.
Sure,
All right. So which one are you going to open instead?
the right one.
Okay. You open up the door, and you see another room very similar to the first, but no automata. You can see that it is overgrown with plants, and you can see that there's grass and everything in the center. It looks like there's some sort of hex tile pattern, and it looks like the ground is made out of metal where it's not covered with dirt and plants. Deeper in the room, you see multiple piles of metal bits. It's hard to tell what they are, but they can tell that it's definitely not in good shape. You don't see anything. It almost looks like trash, but trash from automata and metal machines. And to the north, you see another object that looks like it's made out of metal. You can see that there's gears inside. You can see wires and tubes, but you can't make any sense out of it.
I'm gonna go check out one of the piles of metal.
Okay.
I want to check out this thing.
You you go. Okay. So Ire, you go and you check out this object to the north. Go ahead and roll a d8. You have a memory that doesn't seem to be related though. You remember you're walking through this vast, featureless desert. Um, it's just a flat plain, except for the ripples in the sand. And as you walk, you notice that you keep seeing the same mountains in the distance. And as you move, it's almost like you're not moving at all, and then the memory ends.
Hmm.
Ragu, what are
Should
you
I
doing?
roll for this as well?
Um, I don't think
Or
that
no?
fits in what your memory is at the moment.
Okay.
Actually, you can roll for the whole facility as a whole, so go ahead and roll for that.
Oh, okay.
All
Cool.
right, you have a memory as well. You have a memory of some sort of some sort of room. Looking at the walls, they're made out of metal. The ground is this hex pattern, very similar to this room actually, but it is covered in carpets that block most of the view. And you see what looks like a bed of some sort, and on it you see a sleeping figure, and you're not sure why, but seeing that figure makes you sad as you leave the room, and you get the feeling that that person may never forgive you, and then the memory ends.
Hmm. Okay.
They're lacking in compassion.
All
Yeah,
right,
apparently.
Pico, you said you were looking through the pile of metal bits and debris. Go
Uh-huh.
ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Actually, hold on a sec. Let me see something first. Oh, where did I put those? Where did I put those? There they are.
And while we're waiting for Pico, Oreo, I know you said you're not at your computer, but what are you doing while everybody else is exploring the room?
Absolutely nothing, because I'm not rolling while I have disadvantage.
Fair enough. So you're just hanging back and just listening.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go check this pile over here and here.
Okay. So Raku, go ahead and you can go ahead and make your perception check as well. Or if you're digging around, you can make an investigation.
Okay.
I guess I'll use.
All right. So yeah, you're going through it, and you definitely see, some rusted bits, some bits that are have no rust. It looks very similar to like some of the automata machines you've seen, but unfortunately, all the bits you're finding, nothing's whole, nothing looks usable.
Yeah.
Pico, you're looking through your pile, and it's very similar for you. However, you happen to come across one of those fire cylinders. It looks like it's been unused. You're not sure why it's in this pile.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, Devok, what are you doing?
Well, I also have disadvantage in my rolls, but
Now, for the record, my eyes of minute seeing give me advantage on investigation checks, so that cancels out the disadvantage. So that's why I just did a straight roll.
Okay,
okay.
that's correct.
So I'll go ahead and just check out this pile if it
Okay.
hasn't already. Oh,
This is the one that Pico was just looking at, but do you want to check it again?
sure.
Okay, go ahead and make your perception or investigation. But if you have disadvantage, or if you failed your save, make sure to put it on disadvantage.
Um,
Okay, yeah, so you're going through and you confirm Pico's observations. You don't see anything new.
How heavy are these fire cylinders?
1 pound each. That's what I have
Oh,
down.
that what I said? Okay, yeah, so it'll still be a pound then.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright. Do we want to check some of the other rooms as well then?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
I
Oh,
guess.
wrong room. Oh, get me out of here! How do I get in here?
Guess I'll take a look
Did we
at
get to
another
check this
pile.
machine over here yet? Yeah, there's this pile here, and then that machine up there.
Yeah, Ira was going looking at the machine,
Oh, okay, I
and
didn't
then
hear anything.
Pico checked this pile, and you checked these two piles, Ragu.
Yeah, but Pico's gonna come check those piles too because
Oh, okay.
he
Go
said
ahead, Pico. Then.
yeah.
All right. Well, if there are two piles, then that second roll will be for the
Okay.
upper pile.
Fair enough. So yeah, you confirm Ragu's observations.
All right.
All right,
And then
Ire. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ragu.
I was gonna investigate that thing there too because I didn't hear anything that
Oh,
Ire
sure.
found.
Go ahead and make your skill roll. What is it? The artificer lore or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask because it's a machine.
Yep. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Yeah, you're going through it, and yeah, you see these tubes and wires and metal bits, but unfortunately, you're unable to make any sense of it. At least not
Okay.
any more than I did,
Brr.
which wasn't much.
Yeah. Ugh.
But you're not surprised considering how new this stuff is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not even rolling at disadvantage.
Alrighty,
Okay.
Ire. So you said you were opening up one of the rooms.
Yep. This
Which one? All right. All right. You open up the door. Slides open easily, and inside you see a hallway, and you can see plants. You can see a mushroom growing out of the ground. You can see
Nice.
metal debris. You got this patch of ground that feels grassy. It actually feels if you were if you were not an automata, it'd feel nice to walk on. And you continue along, and then you see a room to the south. But before, as you approach, you hear a sound inside. You hear the sound of splashing water,
Hmm.
or at least some sort of liquid.
Weird. Where was the mushroom out here? Does
Over
it
here.
look like
Yeah, just
poisonous
to the
or?
left of me. Take a bite and find out.
No,
Or
no,
not.
I just want to make sure we're not breathing in nastiness by being in this locked corridor with
Oh,
a
we
bunch of
probably
plant
are.
life.
Probably.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a nature check.
Alright, well, my nature's not amazing, but I'll still make it. No.
It's a bit bigger than you expect from a mushroom, and the coloration is ominously red, but otherwise it's fine.
Cool.
I do no better than he did.
It's a big red mushroom. Look at it go.
All right, so Ire, you hear splashing on the other side of the door. Are you opening it up?
Sure.
Good job, Sashi.
All right. You open up the door,
Oh.
and you see a large room. You notice an automata right in front of you, and two more to the south. You see broken glass. You see a tube, or large glass cylinder with red liquid. You see what looks a lot like water, but it is definitely red in color. Floating in the water, you see two sets of bones that are floating on the surface. Underneath the ivy that seems to cover the room, you see throbbing shapes underneath the water. And then to the very south, you see more metal debris and a large metal door. So, what do you do?
Do we just want to walk away, guys?
And if you want to
Just
shut the door and make a plan, yeah, but I think we can take them out. Or maybe
There's a
rest and then
lot
take
of
them
them.
out.
All right, you shut the door.
Of course, how much compassion should we be showing?
Enough.
All right, so what do you do?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not right to.
Um,
Actually, at
Well,
this
we don't
point in
need to.
time, I'm going to have everybody except for Ire make a Constitution save.
Brilliant.
I'm pretty sure I failed mine.
All right. You notice that Pico has slumped to the floor and is snoring. Everybody else seems to be fine, though.
I
Hmm.
kind of grab him up from under the shoulder and
Oh wait,
hey,
I
come
didn't
on,
make
my friend.
mine yet. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm good.
Those who got a 10 or 11, you feel drowsy, like you just haven't been getting enough sleep lately, but otherwise you seem to be fine.
It's the mushroom.
I think it's the mushroom, guys.
It
Yeah,
might
we
have been something from the room we just opened.
Oh, by the way, Devok, since it was a save, not an ability check, you didn't have to roll at disadvantage.
Jeremy, can you put me back in the hallway? I don't know how I got into the other room.
Sure. All right, so what are you guys going to do?
Uh,
Well, do we want to
we should probably leave this
find out?
hall.
Yeah, do we want to find out what the last door is?
yeah.
Maybe rest if we're really that exhausted, and then try and go
I
further.
don't think we should rest. We have very limited time here. Let's open up that last door, make a decision about what we want to do in here, because we don't get to spend much time in here.
All right, you open the door and you see another hallway. You notice that this hallway also has a couple of mushrooms. It has a bunch of greenery. You see some metal debris. So what do you do? You look to the south and you see a door, but the handprint is not lit up.
I'm getting the vibes I'm getting so far are we should come back at a later date when we have more knowledge. Maybe when we can disable the automatas, you know?
We can disable them now. It'd just be a bit difficult, but
Well,
okay.
we can kill them. I mean peacefully deactivate them.
If that is the consensus of the party. Otherwise,
I'm in favor of doing that.
Hmm.
Well, I would suggest everybody speak up and say what you want the group to do. So,
my vote is we can take them. We just strategize a little bit and knock them down and see what else is in here.
Agree.
I mean, I think yes, but I want to try and not fight them first. Like, I want to try and see if they just are maybe for once in their lives nice.
Okay. If you want to try that, you can. It's all fine. I don't mind. I think it will only be as successful as it has been in the past, but we'll be right there to get you out of trouble.
True.
Yeah, or Ire can help me out too. He speaks Robit.
I can try.
Do we
I'll do
want to
what I
start
can.
with do we want to start with this room and not the other room?
Sure.
this, like I said before, this
Oh
door,
yeah,
the
it's not
handprint's
glowing.
not
Ah.
not lit up.
Okay. So you're saying we should attack the people at the end of this, or we should try and talk to the people at the end of this one, or the guy in in the room
I
I'm
think
in?
the one guy is probably our safest bet.
Yeah, we can start with the one guy.
Jeremy, I'm trapped with him.
All right.
I don't know how it happened.
All right. You want to open the door?
When we took Pico when he fell asleep and I grabbed him up from under the arm, didn't I slap him awake, kind of nudge him awake or something, or is he still asleep?
Pico, go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Sorry, I thought I had woke him up already.
Well, you'd moved him. We'll see if you will see if you can wake him up. All right. Yep. He wakes up. You can take off your symbol. You groggily come back up, but after the grogginess seems to fade um, after a while, assuming you're not in there. All right. So Pico is now awake, And once you've left the hallway, you notice that your sleepiness seems to be fading. So what are you going to do?
Galen, I guess
what
we'll
happened?
open this door.
Oh yeah, let's just head in and
Did
see if
there
we
was
can.
something in the air that made you fall asleep, and some people get kind of drowsy, but we're all much better now.
Not me.
Good, good. All right, let's do it, boys.
All right, as you enter, Galen, the automata looks at you, and then looks at Ire, and Ire, you hear him say, "This is a protected facility. Do you have the authorization to be here?
I'll reply yes.
Please give me your
Well,
authorization code.
Uh,
Please give me your authorization code.
I
5,
forgot it.
4,
all right, let's
No,
leave.
okay,
Three,
step out, step out, step
Leave,
out,
leave,
step out,
leave,
step
leave.
out.
1.
Leave.
Roll initiative.
Raku, why were you in the room?
I was just looking. I wasn't actually physically there. I thought I was standing on top of Ire. I was just trying to see
Yeah,
what was going
that's
on.
in the room. Oh God. Okay.
I won't fight. I'm not fighting this guy.
I mean, I feel pretty bad fighting him, actually.
Actually, as I step out, I'm gonna close the door.
Okay, you go to hit the
And
button to close the door, and you notice that it doesn't seem to be budging.
cool. I'll just leave then.
Alrighty. So this will be round 1, and Oreo, you notice the automata has started to move forward, clearly meaning to chase Galen and or Ire. What are you going to do?
I just look over to the team and I ask what it is that we're doing, because if we're not attacking, then I'm just gonna get out.
I'm leaving.
Is that everybody's plan?
I mean,
It's
I
not
don't.
going to stop. We learned that already. It chased Galen through 3 rooms in the other place. The door's open. It's coming out. It's not going to stop. You can walk away all you want. It's going to catch you and kill you. We attack. That's it.
All right, I'm gonna shoot with an arrow and then move. So
Okay.
arrow is this, nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to there,
Sure.
and that's it.
Fair enough. All right, Devok, you saw that Oreo tried to shoot the automato with an arrow. Unfortunately, it didn't hit. What are you going to do?
We'll also shoot it. Do I get disadvantage on the roll too?
You do not get a disadvantage on
No,
attacks.
it's only on ability checks.
Those are separate things in 5th edition. So you hit.
1.
Okay, you hit him for 1 point, but you did hit.
Turn.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, the automata moves forward, and you and Ragu are in the same space, so it's probably going to go after Ragu since he looks more threatening.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep him in the door there.
Okay, so he strikes you, Ragu. He stabs you right near your throat with a critical hit, doing 14 points of damage.
Yes, he did.
All right, Ragu, you've been that hurt. What are you going to do?
Yeah, hold on, I'm counting.
Yeah, no problem. In your health bubble,
Okay.
you should just be able to do minus 14 and enter, and it should do the math for you.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. All right.
It makes it
Anyway,
a lot easier. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing away.
Go for it. Or you go to swing, and he sidesteps your blow.
Okay, I will go for my secondary attack.
But you follow up with a punch solid in the face. For a good 7 points of damage. Not bad for punching a metallic object in the face. Is that the end of your turn?
That is, I plan on staying right here in front of the door to make sure you don't get through it.
Fair enough. All right, Pico. Ragu is in melee with the automata. What are you going to do?
I guess I'm going to move here, take a dodge action. I'm going to ask the thing, is it really necessary to kill us? Can't we, like, get authorization somehow or leave?
Okay, you say that.
Yes.
All right, Ire. You Pico is trying to talk to the automata. Ragu is fighting the automata. What are you going to do?
Pico, it isn't no common. And, and then I'm leaving.
Okay.
Does no common leaves. Goddamn. You couldn't translate it for us.
Apparently not. Galen, what are you going to do?
And we already learned that it chased Galen through 3 rooms. It wasn't gonna stop. So
It might though. We don't know that.
no, we know it's not because it hasn't
We can
happened the
leave
last
the
several
building,
times.
though. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
we've
it
done the
chased us
same
out of the
thing.
building.
We've done the same thing these last several times.
Yeah,
I don't
which was
know.
try and be nice, try and talk to it. That fails, and we wind up having to kill him. I was just jumping the whole be nice to them part because it obviously don't work.
I mean, or we could have just let whatever.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Anyway, Galen, what are
I
you
think
doing?
I think we're doing this incorrectly. I'm gonna leave.
Fair enough. All right, we have begun round 2. Oreo, you can see that a lot of people have left. Oh, by the way, those who are leaving, are you literally going all the way out, or are
Yeah.
you just hanging
Climbing
out
the
in that
ladder.
room?
I'm climbing the ladder.
Okay. So Oreo, you see that 2 people have climbed the ladder out of the structure. What are you going to do?
I tell them all the same thing. we need to get out. If they want to chase us, they can chase us at an open field, but not in here. I'm going out.
Fair enough. So you leave. Devak, 3 party members have left. Ragu continues to fight the automata. Piku is trying to talk to it. What are you going to do?
I will also run and climb.
Okay. The automata try saying something. You can, you can hear the metallic voice, and it waits a moment. Ragu.
So the automaton tries saying something, and everybody else has already run up the stairs. Cards. I grab Pico and we go.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and move your character then. Pico's turn's next, so he can do what he's going to do. All right, Pico. The automata tried to say something, but you don't understand what it said. But it clearly, it definitely still looks aggressive. So what are you going to do?
You know, I guess I'll take another dodge action. I'll tell it, I don't understand your language, but I'm willing to leave, and I'm just kind of backing away with, as non-threatening a posture as possible.
Okay. You do so, and you see the automata disappear from sight. So I'm going to go ahead and take you out of combat for now. So what are you guys going to do next?
I
guess
said it
that was our
before, and
third
I'll say it
round.
again. We should leave until we get this security code, have more information. We can come back and do this the right way.
We do need to get the security code. I think it's gonna take more exploring of these areas to get it though.
I agree, or just more research in general.
That's true. I think we can go back into the building, but I don't want to fight those automata anymore.
I think we should leave for now. We should just continue
I
on
say
our
we
way.
might already have the security code, but since nobody knows how to speak to them.
I know how to speak to them, and I tried everything we have, and nothing.
Well, we need to learn
Can you
the
read this? And I hold up a
Well,
book and
that's
show him
not robot.
symbols.
It's not machine. So it's clearly. I doubt something written in not machine language is the security code.
I think
think
it
it
might
actually
be
might
because
be.
yes, because the machines all communicate with each other, no problems. But when they want badges and security codes, they're obviously talking to a different thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
like all
think we
the
do. We
it's
need
like all
to
the
study
shadow
the
kind have
books.
Right.
badges.
Well, yeah. My point stands. We can go home, study, whatever these are, reference any. Maybe there's some materials back home that we can dig up.
The point is, I don't think we're going to be able to come up with a security code because nobody can speak it.
Well, it's lost knowledge then.
Yeah.
You, by all means, can go do what you want, but I will not take part in it.
We already left.
Okay. Since everybody's going up the ladder, I go ahead and move everybody back out. Hold on, you're going to see some weird stuff temporarily. And then here we go. So everybody has left. So what are you guys going to do? Are you, well, actually, one thing you could do is you could wait to see how long that the iris stays open. Another thing you could do is just, go leave and, go back to the main map.
I think we
Well,
should continue on our way.
Seeing how long this stays open is a good idea, so we know how long to open to expect.
It was a level 3 spell on all 4 spires, so it could be days.
Okay, so you guys were probably down there for maybe half an hour all told.
How much dimmer do the pillars look?
It's hard to tell, but they are noticeably dimmer.
Okay, I'm thinking like a couple hours.
All right. So how long are you going to stay, if at all?
Can we stay at least 30 more minutes? Maybe a little longer.
Well, it is halfway through the day. I mean, might as well have a break.
Lunch or something.
Okay. So another 30 minutes passes while you're eating. You notice that the pillars have gotten noticeably dimmer, probably less than half. So it's been an hour so far. Are you going to wait longer or leave?
Well, if we're at around less than half, then we can assume that it's around 2
2-ish
hours to an hour.
Yeah,
30.
I think we can call it 90 to 120 minutes.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Then I will take you back to the map. So I believe that was just 1 hex, if I remember correctly. So go ahead and move your second hex. Oh, and real quick, let me go ahead and put that place back on the. You should now see it as a marked under stone pillars at the base of that rocky structure. All right, you move your you finish out your day, and yep. So you finish out your day. So let me go ahead and take you to the campsite. If I can remember where it is. Sorry, I seem to be having an. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, is there anything that you're going to do before you go to sleep?
I will go ahead and burn my second wing.
Okay. And Galen, looks like you're probably missing, or it's not Galen, Ire, you're probably missing again. So there you go.
I'll go ahead and excavate us up a little area to sleeping quarters. Then I'll try to cast teleport.
Okay. You make your sleeping quarters and you cast teleport, but it just makes you slightly more tired. Speaking of tired, it has been another long day through the rocky hills. A very tough climb, especially dealing with the cart and everything. So everybody go ahead and make a Constitution save. It's a DC 10. If you fail, you gain a level of exhaustion. Which it looks like no one, you guys have weared pretty well. It seems like maybe you're getting used to this. And when you sleep through the night, you can make another Constitution save to see if you gain back a level of exhaustion, or if you reduce by one level of exhaustion since you didn't gain one um, through the night, assuming you need to do that. And to that end, has you can use any hit dice that you need to, and etc. So Devok, um, Pico, Oreo. I think if you guys, I think it's you. You
Yay.
guys probably want to make your saves,
Oh, I see.
and you do not get disadvantage with the save. So it's just a flat save. And Oreo, you made it. Devok, you did not. Alrighty. So you go to sleep in your underground area. So who is on the fourth watch?
Yeah, I'll take it. Sure.
Okay, Ragu, as you you're groggily waiting out your watch. You hear a sound from up above. It sounds like uh, feet or rustling rocks around, and you hear bellowing, "Courage! The courage to do what is right." And then you hear various other vows from up above, in a voice that sounds disturbingly like Ayers.
I go back down into our little bunker and I
Do
kind
you
of
hear
tap
them?
Ire. I kind of tap Ire and said, "Your friend, he is outside again. You want to go talk to him?"
Uh,
I'll keep watch, just from the door of our bunker, but I only tell Ire.
Okay.
Let
Iyer,
everybody
what
else
do you do?
sleep.
Walk groggily out, rubbing my visor.
All right.
Hey,
can
do
you
you
ask
sleep?
him to come earlier in the morning next time?
I do not talk to you. You talk. He will not understand me.
All right, Iyer, you come out and you see yourself, or at least it looks like yourself, pacing back and forth, and you just see him going through all the vows one at a time. And then he sees you exit, and then he starts walking towards you. What do you do?
I'll greet him. Hello. What can
And
I?
he looks at you and he says, "Courage. You have courage to do what is right."
Yeah, thank you.
And then he looks quizzically at you. "Yes, thank you."
Uh-huh. You're welcome.
And then he seems to be
Uh,
confused. He opens his mouth several times to say something, but nothing comes out. And then he he finally says, "Why are you here?"
Um, exploring the ruins. I was sent here on a mission. Why are you here?
He looks quizzically at you. "I don't know.
Oh,
Are all like you, like us?
no. No. Most are not.
Do they have vows? Do they have devotion?
Only some.
We should destroy those who do not have vows and devotion."
That seems a little counterintuitive to the vows, don't you think?
Hmm. He seems to think about it for a moment, and then Ash.
he's like, you got me there.
Ding.
Okay.
All
You
right.
got him.
So, yep. So you guys spend the rest of the night. You get your short rest, and I want to go ahead and move you back to the map.
Sleep well, confused soul.
All right. So it is now the morning of. Let me update the date before I forget. The morning of the 22nd.
What kind of ration stuff did we have to do?
You are probably far enough from the desert that it's only one water and one food. All right. So yep, you are. Yeah, you wake up. It's the 22nd. It's another fairly hot day, although it does seem to be cooler than yesterday. So what do you guys do?
Let's keep moving towards the portal. I think it's time to head back and start
Okay.
researching all these
So
papers we found.
Hmm.
cool. You start heading toward the portal, and you come across something a little strange. As you are moving, you come across
Oh,
this large, flat area depressed into the ground. It's about only about maybe 10 feet down. But what's interesting is you see what looks to be a giant obelisk. Um, but rather than standing up, it is fallen to its side. You see that it is covered with glyphs. The entire surface. It's about 30 feet 30 feet long. Normally it would be 30 feet high if it were standing up. 10 feet wide and maybe 2 feet deep. And it looks like it's rusted, like it's made out of iron or some other material that can rust. And you can see that the glyphs that cover it are very different than the glyphs you've seen so far.
mm,
And the other thing you notice, especially you, Pico, because of your survival, is that the area is covered near the area nearby is covered with footprints and tracks. But rather than be humanoid, they seem to be small, or they seem to be round prints, like something jabbing into the ground. And whatever creatures have been doing that obviously have a multitude of legs and are rather large. And you can see the area is just covered with those, although you see no creatures at the moment. So what do you do?
oh, this is weird.
Mm.
And so reassuring that there's
Life here.
at least three holes.
Um,
Do the tracks seem to go to and from these holes?
They do not seem to have anything to do with the holes. They do seem to come up to this area, but due to the hard packed ground, the tracks, you seem to lose track of them, but you're pretty sure that they come out probably in the area you're in and then actually go down into that area and then come back out again.
this is just a hunch, going with my gut, but it might be like this might be like some type of pilgrimagey spot. I think we should 2001: A Space Odyssey it.
You're going to turn into monkeys?
Well, we'll evolve from our monkey form if we poke it, is what I'm trying to get at.
All right,
You can
so what do
try.
you do?
Do you think the ground is safe here? I'm kind of willing to risk going down there to check it out, because it might also be like a Rosetta Stone type deal where they've got a bunch of languages on here.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
was.
safe, but we can check it.
So, Galen, what you can see is that there's some, looks like fairly regular dirt where the plants are, and then there's just
Mm-hmm.
cracked dirt everywhere else. But it doesn't
Okay.
really look that strange. I mean, as a whole, it's strange, but there's nothing about the dirt itself that looks that weird.
All right. We're going in.
So you climb down. It's about 10 feet. So are you jumping, or are you gonna make a climbing
I'll
reaction
like
climb?
10 feet isn't so far, so as long as I climb down like the first lip of it, even a fall from like 5 or 6 feet won't be
Okay, fair
bad.
enough. So yeah, that's fine. You get over and you make your way down.
All right, cool.
And
I'm gonna.
Pico gets all fancy and he tumbles his way down.
I'm gonna start making my way towards the obelisk.
All right, yep.
Slowly.
You make your way, and as you approach, it appears that you can tell that the majority of the tracks seem to come around this kind of or almost circular area. and they just seem to kind of circle around and then up and up, up here. But yeah, it seems to be centered around this obelisk that's sitting on its side.
Yeah.
And
This
as
That
you
is
dry.
really.
and
Go
as
ahead.
you approach, you notice that it's partially buried. So some of the symbols are underground. So once it fell over, it's clear that some of the dirt and stuff has kind of gone over it over time.
All right.
Okay.
The tracks, like from the many-legged things that left tracks here,
Yep.
are those tracks mostly all in this dry, cracked,
Yes.
dead-looking area?
It's mostly in the dried area. Yes.
I
In
would
fact,
like
as
to.
you're looking, it looks like the tracks seem to be mostly avoiding the regular dirt.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I would like to check these tracks against my memory of an adult Kylon's foot.
Okay, you're taking a look, and it doesn't look like Highland tracks at all.
Yeah, and I would have recognized that, right?
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
think you would. Yeah,
spent a fair bit of time tracking
Oh,
them
that's
because
before.
I,
true.
I remember I remember the picture of the Kylon. Their feet were these weird double claw things, and
No, I mean it's a
that could
good
easily
idea,
look like
but you're
spider
but
legs.
you're pretty sure these aren't their tracks.
All right. All right. This
All right.
obelisk,
You know
does
what?
the Earth look like it was standing up at one point in time
It
and it
was
fell
clearly
over?
yeah, it was clearly standing up at one point in time.
Let's which can I tell which way, even though they're circular, can I tell if they go like clockwise around this thing or counterclockwise?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Does somebody who's good at this want to help me out too? I'm just kind of curious.
I'll help
What
him
you're
out.
trying to do?
Okay.
Or maybe yeah, I'll just ask that of the group. Maybe somebody else can roll. I'm very bad at survival.
I can do
I'll do
survival.
it.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
What's your bonus?
Uriel.
What's your bonus for survival?
It's a 4, but it's fine. You can go roll. I'll help you out.
Have somebody else help me out, so when I screw up, you can roll too.
I'll go ahead and help, and that way somebody can help.
Okay. So yeah, you're going. You're looking, and it definitely has a very clock. You get the impression that they definitely go clockwise, and they seem to spend more time going around in a circle around this plant than they do, going back and forth or anything like that.
This plant?
Yes.
Is this like okay, so let's look at this plant. Is it just like some weird flower thing?
So
What
you
is
do you
it?
see what looks like a lot like a desert flower with grass around, but it doesn't look very interesting.
Okay.
Does
What
it
if
look like any
I
of these plants have been fed on?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Does it look like anything's actually been eating from the plants, or are the plants remaining untouched?
The plants look like they're untouched. You don't see any evidence of anybody eating from them or doing anything with them.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do the roundabout. Maybe I can learn something by doing it.
Go ahead and roll a d8.
Oh boy. Ah,
No,
god damn it.
nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Huh.
Actually, Pico, you made a survival check and you got a good roll. So the other thing you notice is these tracks are recent. You estimate that they might be, hours old. In fact, they might be from the nighttime, the previous night.
Hmm.
We might need to hang around to see if this ceremony happens every night, because I'm very curious. First, let's check out the stone. I'm gonna build up my courage. Let's 2001 it. I'm gonna poke this
Yeah,
thing, put my hand on it.
You put your
I've
hand on
been.
it, and it's rusty. It's hot because of the
Yeah,
area.
desert.
You pull your
Mhm.
hand away, you see it's covered in this reddish, film, but nothing else happens.
So I have.
Okay.
Can I roll
Yeah.
for memory for
Yep.
this or?
Yep, you can roll.
Rolling the dice. Oh
Okay.
damn.
Yeah, you're looking at it, but this is not ringing a bell at all. The glyphs look different than anything else you've seen in this world or anything you remember.
Hmm. All right, let's check the back.
Okay, you check the back, and it too is covered with glyphs. The same kind of glyphs, but this thing is absolutely covered. In fact, it's so massive and it's covered with so many glyphs that you suspect that it would take months, if not longer, just to write them all down.
Oh, I was writing down as many and as much as I could.
Yep, go ahead and make I guess intelligence check. If you have an appropriate skill, you can use that just to see how well you're doing as far as maintaining the right form and then picking things that are interesting to write. It's so packed full of glyphs that you can start writing from anywhere, and who knows how interesting or useful that is. Okay. You're pretty confident in your choice, although you're only going to get the tiniest of a tiny percent of the whole surface, even if you spent the whole day.
Yeah, I know.
Do I?
Well, I do have paper and I do have chalk, so I could just make a rubbing, but I don't have enough paper to cover the whole thing.
Right. Go ahead, Galen.
Are there tracks around this flower too? Does it look the same to
No,
me?
there's no tracks on the backside for some reason.
But is it the same flower?
It looks the same, yeah.
Okay. Does somebody want to do detect magic on the super flower and this thing?
If you don't mind waiting a few minutes,
Not at all.
I go ahead and 10 minutes ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. You do detect a small amount of magic coming from the obelisk, but you do not detect any other magic in the area other than
All right.
yourselves.
In that case, I can spend another 10 minutes to do an identify on the obelisk, and I already know I can touch it because it's already been touched.
From your knowledge here, and
I
what
know
you've
it's
seen,
not going to help.
you're
It's not going to help much, I know, but it
you're
might give us something.
you think it's unlikely to really tell you anything about the obelisk itself. It seems to be just the magic seems to be too diffused that you just don't think you're going to get anything out of it.
All right. I'll go ahead and take that then. It's like the flowers, they are not magical,
Nope.
but the pillar, the obelisk is, and I will go ahead and make a botany on these flowers to see if I can figure out anything to tell them because that's what
Sure.
they're interested.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
So
ooh,
yeah, you're checking out the flowers, and they're not poisonous or anything. You could potentially eat them, but they're also not nutritious, so they won't really do you any good. That you can tell that there's probably there are definitely insects that would use these flowers. Maybe there's some kinds of animals that might eat them, but otherwise it's nothing that unusual.
okay.
I am
Yeah,
creeped out by the fact that Galen walks in hexagons instead of circles.
okay. Yeah, I go ahead and tell the guys that yeah, there's nothing overly special about the flower here.
And Galen, you've been going the wrong way for quite some time now.
Oopsies. Wrong way.
You are now cursed. Just kidding.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what's so good about it. Yeah, look at us go.
So, Ire, are you able to recognize anything on this obelisk?
He doesn't recognize any of the glyphs.
And you neither, Galen?
No.
I don't think
Do
so.
any of the glyphs look similar in any way to the stuff from the pocketbooks or
Nope. In
anything else
fact,
you've collected?
you're almost positive that it's a completely different language.
Galen, you should eat this flower.
I swear this
I'm
thing's
not messing
harder
around
to
with their
understand
religious ceremony.
than the
Look at
treaty
that
that
frog.
ended the clan wars.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Pico.
I said this thing looks harder to figure out than the treaty that ended the clan wars.
Okay.
Alrighty. So what do you guys do? Oreo, are you doing anything while they're all checking everything out?
No.
All right.
Mm.
Okay. So do you
Do the
want to?
tracks,
Okay, go
do we
go ahead.
want to follow the tracks out of here? Maybe we can find where these people went, things went.
One Pico, when you were checking them out, one thing you notice is that the tracks, due to the packed earth outside and the
Oh,
rocky nature of it, you were unable to track it very far outside. It's easy
got
to
it.
track inside though, because this is just regular dirt.
Hmm. I want to see if this happens again.
Well, it set us a half a day behind schedule, but I guess we could go ahead and camp out in the area.
Okay.
I think we should make a hide. If we are going to be doing this, we might as well do this from the most, anthropological point of view possible.
All right. So if you're gonna camp out, you're gonna camp out somewhere around here, like somewhere on this map, or you're gonna go further away.
I
I
suggest we
think we
find
should
an
set up.
area of the crater that at the top surface, because this goes downhill, right? It's like a 10-foot drop.
Yeah.
I
So this
suggest
is
we find
lower
an
than
area.
up
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I suggest we find an area up there that doesn't look like it's used or approached from, and then we can dig down and then dig so we have little peepholes in the side of the crater so we can literally stay hidden. Just
Yeah, I
observe.
don't think we want them to see us at all. I agree with that. If we have to make our camp near this crater, it needs to be completely hidden.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you do?
Well, I guess I could start working on the whole hide type thing.
All right. So where do you want to hide?
I'm thinking somewhere either, well, maybe not there, maybe over here would work best. Basically, my
Yeah,
goal is I want something where it's edge on to the obelisk so that we have as clear a view of the whole area as possible.
Okay. And so you're gonna try to dig out something over here, and break open some cracks or something in the stones here to see through.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so you do that. It takes you probably most of the day, mostly because it also requires moving stones around and everything. So, what I'm going to have you do, and you can roll with advantage if somebody else in the group is helping you, which I assume they are. I'm going to have you make a stealth check just to see how good you are at making peepholes and everything, and making your
Um,
camp without leaving evidence of
may I
this or
make a
making it
suggestion?
obvious. Go ahead.
May I make a Oreo? You're particularly good at making blinds and other hiding places.
Yep.
Yeah, you can have
So she
Oreo
should
lead the
know.
effort in that regard, so you can have her
Yeah.
roll.
Cool. I can do that.
All right, with advantage.
Yep, go ahead, Oreo. Go ahead and make your stealth check with advantage. You can use your sub skill, your camouflage. There it is. Yep, that's a 28. So with a 28, you're pretty confident. You're actually very confident that you're able to make a hidden camp that and kind of just peek out from over here. Pico, where exactly are you making your peepholes?
Roughly about where I am. Actually, yeah, right about here would be perfect because it's like this corner, so we could kind of have a view multiple directions so that we should be able to see the whole thing. And yeah, and the idea being is being here that puts us basically in line with the obelisk, so we should be able to see almost everything.
Okay. So yeah, everybody go ahead and move your tokens over once you're ready. So you're doing anything else other than setting up the camp before nighttime?
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead. No, I can't. Am I? We're good.
Okay. Well, in that case, everybody go ahead and move your tokens over to where Pico is. And I don't have a nighttime version of the map, so we'll just pretend it's nighttime. And so what you see is from the south, you see these large creatures that
Oh,
look rather strange. They look like giant crabs, um, and I do mean a bit giant, like bear-sized crabs. And you see they have multiple pincers, but the strange thing is you see mechanical pieces sticking out of them, and you see that on some of their backs that you see these metal tubes sticking out, very similar to those hemispherical objects. And you see these little pieces of them that look a lot like automata pieces. But yet, for the most of the rest of it looks like regular crabs. And you can notice that the antennae are bioluminescent. They seem to glow in the night. And they start showing up, and they start showing up in larger and larger numbers. And you notice that as they approach, they seem to wave their claws toward the obelisk. And you notice that some of them start circling in this central area, always waving toward the obelisk. And some kind of move off to either side, um, and kind of stand there, turning in circles. And then some in the back seem to pull out these cylindrical, hollow cylindrical tubes that they click on. And as they click, those tubes make musical sounds. And you see that they continue to do this. They continue to circle and to spin, and then suddenly you hear this squeaking noise come from the entire group, and it makes squeaks that seem to be in unison and seem to be coordinated. And this lasts for hours. And then after several hours, they all file away and leave.
what the hell?
Am I able to make a memory check for anyone?
Yeah, I was gonna say I was taking detailed notes the entire time they were doing it. The
Okay.
drug description.
Anyway, Ire and Galen, you can roll your d8s. Okay.
God damn it.
So that happens. It is now probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. So what do you do?
Sleepy time.
Yeah.
All right, you sleep,
Sleepy time.
and you wake up the next day on the 23rd. It's another hot day, although, again, not nearly as hot as when you were in the desert. And you see no traces of the crab creatures. So what do you do?
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and inspect. There's nothing new left behind.
No, they whatever they're carrying with them, they seem to take with them. You see the footprints have been freshened up, obviously, because they were just here, but otherwise nothing has changed.
Yeah, I'm going to cast some minor illusions just to get it kind of used to redepicting them.
Okay.
Um, all right, well, I guess we can move along.
Fair enough. I will take you back to the map. And before we move on, if I can recenter, I'm going to go ahead and add that thing to the map. You should see it now as the fallen obelisk. And so what do you do?
I guess first I have to mark off the last day's worth of supplies. All right. Nope. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and travel to this very mysterious thing here, unless somebody wants to stop by the World Crystal first.
Yeah, did we want to try and move that and take it with us, or were we gonna leave it where it was?
I think we were gonna leave it because if you poke it, you trade what was it, life for
Yeah, but
thought?
I thought maybe if we I thought maybe since it's just floating there, if we were able to get some ropes around it, we could drag it.
I don't know,
Without
even if we could, if we should. That seems a little rude.
Just a thought.
I don't know. I'm not in favor of stealing the crystal. The crystal.
Oh, another option, so we could either go straight to the portal, or we could go southwest first and explore that way a little bit and then go to the portal. Advantage of going to the portal is we get home sooner. Advantage of going southwest first is we get to explore a little bit more territory.
How much rations are left in the cart?
Well, keep in mind that either way, we would end the day in the at home, so
Yeah, we can. I'm down to
the
go.
ration
south.
issue isn't really a big deal.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, I think we go southwest.
Yeah, we have
the
enough.
cart, there's 6
water.
ration boxes, so we're loaded with that, and we still got 2 water barrels.
All right. So go ahead and move. Either move to the portal or move wherever you want to go.
So are we exploring or just heading home?
Yeah. We should
Yeah,
explore.
let's do some last-minute exploring.
In that case, we'll go here.
Okay. You go to the southwest. You see more of the hills, but you start to notice that the rocky desert. You can see the desert to the west, and otherwise you don't see anything that stands out other than all the stuff you normally see.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and head north.
All right, so you head back, returning to the portal, and so far you can definitely see that the portal is open, and you can see the dim red light coming from it. So far, you don't see any birds around since you wiped out the flock a bit more than a week ago. Well, probably a week and a half. So, do you go through the portal or do you do anything else first?
Wow, somebody painted a really amazing mural on the far side of the portal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything to do here.
Oh,
All right. I will just take you back then.
Zoom.
All right. You make your way back to Mavin. You notice that there were people waiting for you. They seem to be people from the guild, or at least that's the way they identify themselves. And one of them comes up to the group as you enter, and they look noticeably relieved, by the way, as you show up in one piece. And he bows your direction and says, "Would you allow us to accompany you? We've had orders to take you directly to the guild."
Sure.
Do we recognize these same people, or
You
are they different
don't,
people in the guild?
although their uniforms are consistent with what you've seen people who work for the guild wear.
Can I still do an insight check to see how much I can trust that?
Okay, go for it.
well, for what it's worth, we know where the guild is, so if they're going to try to pull a fast one, it's going to be pretty obvious.
So, Oreo, they seem to be genuinely relieved to see you come out of the portal, and they seem, at least as far as you can tell, you don't sense any sort of deception about the guild.
Can I make a perception check? I'm looking for the faintest glimmer of pink hair hiding somewhere.
Of what hiding anywhere?
Pink hair.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
That's actually pretty smart. I like that.
Nope, no
Nope.
pink
Yeah,
hair.
but I can't do crap. Eh,
Alrighty. So, what do you do? Do you allow them to accompany you?
All right, let's follow these fools.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
we'll follow them, but don't let them get near our cart. It's got a ton of stuff on it.
Well, you're not going to have much opportunity to do anything about that if it's that kind of situation. Um, let's see. So, where's Elru?
One of them says, uh, "Everybody is back at the guild. We were, I'm not sure why they couldn't come out on their own to meet you guys, but well, that's what it is. We've been sent to. We've been there for days. We showed up after you were gone for I want to say 6 days, and we were ordered every day to go there and wait for your arrival.
Oh, that must have been quite boring.
It was, but well, we kind of had bets, and then you see a short female start walking forward. No, don't tell them about that. It doesn't matter. We kind of had bets whether you'd come back or not. So I actually won. So
I was gonna say, so how many of you lost is the
he
question.
points to the other two, and it says they lost. Yeah, you have to understand the we had issues before, so and
Well, hey, I lost too. I was betting that we wouldn't make it back either.
oh, okay. But yeah,
Wow.
after a week and you guys didn't show up, I just I had feared the worst, and well,
Feared. Like hoped. All right.
and you can see the woman. You see her pouting. It's just like you weren't supposed to tell them. All right, so what do you guys do?
Yeah, it's fine. I think they're friendly enough, guys. Let's just go to the guild and tell them what we
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Get our money.
So in that case, he is going to take you to the guild hall. There it is. All right, so they take you to the guild hall, and they take you inside, um, and they escort you to Carl. You notice that Elru is nowhere in sight for once. Um,
You mean I just saw her right there? I made my perception check.
anyway, you don't see
Mm.
her anywhere in sight, and they then take you to Carl, and then Carl looks up as you enter, and he's like, he looks relieved as well. It's like you survived. So first, I have to ask, how was it? How were you able to cope?
Wasn't that bad. It was
Yeah,
The
certainly a
surprising.
rough environment.
weather sucked.
Yes, but certainly much easier than we thought it would be.
Oh, good. It's good that it was good that it was so easy then.
I
Not
wouldn't say it was
exactly.
easy so much as normal. It's
Yeah.
probably not too different than what one would expect exploring any unfamiliar territory.
I see. Well, I I'm sure you have a lot of valuable information. But before we get to that, I have to ask um, your primary goal. So you had several goals. The main one was to investigate the crater and figure out why the expedition didn't return. You survived, obviously, but were you able to find the crater?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we found the remains of the camp.
Can you tell me, please, if you can, how did they die, or why did they die? Do you know?
They
Uh,
seem to have been burnt to a crisp by these giant laser beams that were guarding a facility in
He
the
looks at you
crater.
strange and scratches his head. What is a laser?
Oh, they
There
were
were
shot by fire.
sentry towers.
Yeah, they
They
were
did
yeah,
not
burnt.
appear to be staffed by anyone. Basically, think of them as some sort of magical traps
yeah.
that apparently
Okay.
can become hostile under the wrong circumstances and attack the camp with a very powerful attack. Fortunately, they do not seem to be bothered by Shadowkind, so Galen was able to get us towards this big facility in the center of the crater where we were able to explore.
So that means they were right. It is good to know.
Huh?
I
Well,
pull out a pack of documents and say, I
well,
do not
we'll,
know.
we'll get to that. But
Okay.
first, I feel like you are owed your pay for your for your main mission. I'm sure your guilds all had things that they wished for you to do. Is my understanding. Whether or not you completed those, you can of course take that up with your guilds. But you've certainly earned your money for this. So he gives each one of you a sack, and in the sack is 40 gold, and it says that that's just for completing the completing your objective. And now that you and the other thing though is you we had given you an offer for to pay you as a group for 120 silvers for every location you discover with substantial evidence of civilization, um, whether it's active or ruins or what have you. So, to get to your stack of papers, I would like to ask how many of these locations have you found, and are you do you have a good enough map that we can add them to our map?
1 second.
Yeah,
We do have
Ire
all
had
of
been
that. I've
keeping
got
a
it all
map.
written down.
Yeah, I'll
All
pull
right.
out.
Well,
We have 5 incidences of civilization.
Okay.
We have
Um,
5 incidences of creatures.
Well, we'll get to the
We have,
creatures. We're right now we're just
yeah,
handling
okay,
the civilization. So you
okay,
let's
yeah,
found
show him the
5
map.
locations,
Yeah,
yes.
show him Ire's map. He has them all written down.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
that's all in
Be
the
easier.
documents.
you get the right to a first naming. So what are the names of these locations?
I think they're
Actually, let
already
me pull
written
the
on
map
the
up
app.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, they might. I think we already wrote them down on the map. Let's check.
hold on.
Where's the...
Yeah, the Automata Cave, the Spire, the Howling Caves is 3, the Crater,
well, wait a minute. The
the
Howling Caves aren't really evidence of civilization. Well, they're locations, but yeah.
oh yeah, this is just locations on the map. We have the World Crystal, the Automata Cave, the Spire, the Crater, the Iris Bunker in the desert, and what's document 7? Oh, the Fallen Obelisk.
Okay. So let's see. That's 150 times 5. So in that case, he hands the group an extra 75 gold. He says, "Please distribute it as you so desire." So next, um, have you mapped out any of those locations? I don't mean where they are in the world. I mean the internals of the locations.
Yes, every place
Well, a
that
little
we've
bit,
just
not
listed.
completely, not
Some of them
fully,
Well,
were
as
but
far
more
as we could get,
accessible
yeah.
than
Some
others.
some are more complete than others, but we mapped as far as we were able to go into each one.
Okay. So here's another 72 gold for because you show them the maps you have, and so there's another 72 gold for mapping out those locations. And to be honest, this is more than I was expecting. So I want to congratulate you, but we're not done yet. Um, in addition, we offer to pay 60 silvers for cataloging a dangerous animal, creature, or plant. So, can you identify any dangerous animals, creatures, or plants?
Yes, we have
unfortunately,
5 of those.
many. Yeah, maybe more than 5.
No, that I added everything up earlier,
Hmm.
except for the last 2 places we explored today.
All right
And
then.
5 would be adding the mech crabs, which we don't have a better name for right now.
Okay. All right, so he hands you an additional 30 gold. And then he says, and of course, any artifacts that you found, we would gladly pay you for them, so we can research them and try to learn more about the civilization.
Okay, this part of this is animals and part of this is artifacts. There's a whole list I have. So how do you want me to divide that up?
Well, just go ahead and you can just put it in the chat. Just make a list. Just put it in there and see how many do you
All right,
have.
because all of it's in the cart.
Okay.
I mean, everything. You can see how much stuff I've been putting in the cart.
Oh, okay. So, well,
Everything's in the cart.
the
Each
reason why
document.
I'm asking you to put what you're giving them in chat, because this is what you're giving them. This is what you're letting them know you have. And
Yeah.
if you want to put everything, that's fine, but it's your choice. So go ahead and put in chat what you're giving them.
Okay.
You understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because I had intended everything that we have in the cart to go to the Nexus Guild, and then
Okay.
anything I'm carrying on my physical person, I can take to
All right, then I'll just
my
look at the
guild
cart then.
or
Yeah,
anywhere else.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So anything in the
So
cart
yeah,
goes to them. All right.
Yeah, you'll notice like in the cart, the pocketbooks we found with text on them.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of those in the cart. I have all the others on my person.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Okay. So you're giving them the broken ropes and buckles.
Yes, for the
Okay.
yeah, the evidence for who stole the great big automata people.
And those 7 documents, what are those?
Each and every one has a separate
Well,
description.
for the broken stuff, wait a minute, 'cause the evidence of the cave, that's Bach and my objective, so we're probably better off holding on to that.
Okay.
Okay. So you
What
guys
about
hold
those
on to that.
7 documents?
Those 7 documents go to the guild. I have a second copy anyway.
What
Like
are they?
if you look, each document has a different description, which denotes our trek.
Okay.
So
this is
document
your
1,
drawings, your medicines. Okay, cool.
yeah, everything.
I'm just putting zeros here for the stuff that gets removed. We can worry about actually deleting stuff later or whatever.
Okay.
All right, the Phoenix Hawk. Okay, so that's the animal. Which
Yeah.
you notice. I don't know if we brought it up or talked about it, but at some point it died.
I was going to say I was trying to feed it, but did it just not eat? I
It
wanted
didn't
to
seem
keep it
to
alive.
eat. While you were holding it in captivity, it didn't eat, and then eventually died. It hasn't been that long though, so the body's still fresh. Okay, so you got the bottle of parasites, the metal cocoon, the sand lizard, the skull slime, the lizard rations. I'll leave alone because those are rations. The
Well, we
desert.
cut it up into rations, but now that we're back here, it's samples of the lizard meat for them.
Fair enough. All right.
Unless somebody else's guild wants animal information.
Metal. The weapon. The rods. Okay, so you got 15 of those. So those are separate. All right, 15 of the rods, the brush, and the pocketbook, and there's 2 of those. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we have 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17. All right. So from all of that, they count all of that, and they do seem to be rather surprised. And as you're going through it, Carl says thank you for this because we're planning on going through all of this paperwork, all this evidence, and you can expect we're based on what we learn. You can expect to be going back. Not immediately. You have time to rest and take your downtime, but you will definitely be going back. And for all of that you brought, I am we are giving you an additional 3,000 silvers. So he gives you uh, 30 platinum
Dang.
because it is a lot.
Okay,
I'm also
so
about to
70.
point out
Go
regarding
ahead.
the creatures, since I personally observed several of the beasts, I believe I can turn into them, so I can offer some additional insight for anybody who chooses to study those creatures.
Whoa, that's
And we,
definitely be very useful. We will be taking you up on that within the next several weeks. We got a lot to process, but
yeah,
um,
we also have the ability to minor illusion several of the creatures as well.
all right. Yep, we will definitely be going through that. First, we're going to go through all this paperwork you brought, all these artifacts, and then we will be cataloging the creatures. And Ire, um, we would like to get your help with the taking all the locations you found and adding it to our map as well, so that we have as a good understanding as we can. Unfortunately, the other groups have been, shall we say, they're not faring as well. So you will likely be going to the next expedition again before anybody else goes. And we want to keep it that way for now because we've seen what you can do. We've seen how much you are willing to give back to the guild. You could have easily taken these things and sold them on the black market or done untold who knows what. And so our trust has been, we've seen that we put the trust in the right place. So we want to keep that up. And because new people, they might be just as trustworthy, but you don't know, right? So we want to continue using you as much as we can for this. All right, then. So we will be contacting you. If you have specific issues with or specific missions with your individual guilds, I would suggest you visit them. And after that, I suggest that you take the time you need to get training and, take everything you learned. You know, and because of all this work, anybody who wants to train skills can extra skills can do so without any extra cost for the next 2 weeks.
Question: Did anyone total up the? Was
Yeah,
that
I
all?
was writing the
uh,
numbers down, so I have the whole money math
Okay.
to figure out.
yeah. We each received the 50 gold. Um, but
Well, no,
after
it's
that,
40
40
for the main
gold.
objective.
40 gold. Sorry, yeah, 40 gold. But after that 40 gold, that's 75, 72, and 30 that we have to add up and divide amongst ourselves.
And
And then
30 plat.
when he gave us 30 platinum, that's 5 platinum per person.
So what's our total looking like
Yeah.
right now for how much we get
That's
total?
We're
that's
still figuring that out, but the point is
yeah,
somebody's handling that right now. That's what he's saying.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
yeah.
Cool. Easy.
Anyway, at this point in time, they lead you out and they tell you individually that they'll be bringing you in um, during your off hours as needed. In order to fill in the details, especially Regu and Ire and Pico, since you have various abilities to show the animals and update the maps and all that kind of stuff. Yep, you are left in the city. And so, what do you do?
All right,
Uh,
well, I'm gonna go ahead and divvy out the money. So okay, there's 177 gold, so that means that everybody will get 30 gold pieces except for myself. I'll take 27, and then everybody gets 5 platinum.
that's a lot of plat.
True.
And one
You said
thing you'll
5?
notice is that
Two.
even though you didn't find traditional treasure there, the fact is that because it's another world, all this stuff does have a lot of value, and the information has a lot of value. So,
Hmm.
all right. So you guys
You said
divvy up your money. So what is next on the agenda?
Dave, did you say 5 plat? Was it the right number?
5 platinum.
All right, cool.
Um, well, Devok, you want to go ahead and head with me to the our particular guild and report our findings regarding the cave?
Yep, let's do that.
Okay, so we'll do that first. So you guys go to your guild, and
I'm taking along the rope and stuff like that, since that's relevant for this.
fair enough. And then you show up at the waiting area, and then as soon as they see you, without even saying anything, they shuffle you into a back room, and then you see, you see one of the senior members of the guild, someone you've seen around or talked to in the past, and sit you down, and he says, "So I see you survived. So were you able to complete your objectives?"
Yep, we did find that the automata had been removed. We found some evidence of how removed, showing the broken hooks and rope and stuff. And
He reaches out. May we investigate that? Perhaps we can figure out more detail of who was involved.
have at them. And we did find a way in. There was, in fact, more to the cave than just the cave. We found a facility underneath that we explored to the best of our ability, but we, after a certain point, couldn't progress any further. There were some dangerous traps we were able to disable, and a depleted power gem.
I see.
But yeah, we documented that area.
All right. Well, that is excellent news, and certainly you that is definitely will help your standing here in the guild. And in addition, both of you get 20 gold. So he hands 20 gold to you, and who was the other one? Devok. Yeah.
Devok.
So he hands 20 gold to Devok. And I thank you again for what you did, and apparently this is going to be true for everybody, but especially true for you two. If you have any skills you wish to learn in the next 2 weeks, in addition to your regular training, you can do so at no additional cost.
Wait, I'm
Does that
confused.
mean we get 2 for the week instead of 1, or 4
Well, you
for
can
2
only
weeks?
learn one, but he's basically just reaffirming that, and you kind of hit the hint in his voice. He's almost saying, "You two are the only ones who deserve that," but everybody gets it.
Uh,
Respect.
And I trust within the next several weeks you will be available in case we find more information, so that we can loop you in at figuring out what our next steps are.
all right, sounds good. And yeah, we'll undoubtedly get sent back soon again.
Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, so who's next?
Me and Galen can go to our.
Yeah, let's go to the church.
Yeah, we can skip Oreo because she doesn't have a mission at all, so there's no point in gaming it out.
All right. So, all right. So Galen and Ire, you go to the Agents of Fate, and likewise, you are shuffled to a back room, and you see one of the priests or members who is also a priest. You're shocked at that. He's taught you guys, and you're familiar with him. And he bows his head at both of you, and he says, "So you survived. It is good to see. I trust your mission was a success.
Yep.
It was.
So what did you find? I'm eager to find out."
All kinds of things. You said specifically that you were looking for evidence of, was it religion? But we found many different evidences, not only just the big, what should we call it?
Inspire.
Spire. Yeah, the spire,
Well,
which we think
let's
is
start with
religion.
that. So what's the spire?
It's kind of strange. Ira, do you want to help me with this? It's like,
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a big spire.
So it's just like
And
this giant spire sticking out of the ground. That's it.
and in the middle there is well, what was it, like a pyramid like thing?
A pyramid.
yeah,
Uh,
it was,
and
yeah.
there were
But
there were
there was these doors that
mhm.
that would not open to us at first. There were many doors. Hold on, let me
Yeah,
pull
I
up this
honestly I
thing.
don't remember which one. The spire was the one with the was that the one with the water? There was water in it, right?
There's water
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
inside bridges.
Hold
yeah,
on, we
bridges
took
leading
notes
into
on it.
the
Let's open. I think it's in the cart, right? The Spire notes.
Okay, so you guys, all right. So yeah, you pull out the
you know,
spire
pull out
notes
the
and you
notes.
show him, and he's taking a look and he says, "I see. According to this, you weren't able to get within beyond a single room. Is that correct?"
It's
Well,
true.
yeah.
But we did feel a sense of
Well,
what was it
based
that we
on these notes, I would agree that this certainly qualifies. It's not what I expected, but it definitely qualifies. I would be
We will be
eager.
trying to get in.
I would be eager to see what's in deeper inside.
yeah, we
And
heard too.
so there's discs, right? How many of these? You said these notes say that it requires 4 discs of some sort.
Yep,
Hmm.
forward
So
this.
were you able to find any of these?
We have 3.
We do have 3.
I see. Can you describe what these discs are like and where you found them?
Yeah, they seem to be kind of in seemingly random spots to us. There were a couple in, I don't know if you're aware, but there's an automata cave over there. We found, I think, 2 there. Maybe, did we find all 3 there?
I think so.
I think we found the 3rd one in a different spot, but we found 2 there, just kind of in piles of like junk and
What do you mean junk?
other trash.
Like
It was like a
trash?
bunch of metal
Tech tech
scraps
trash,
and
old broken pieces of old tech and machinery.
Oh, I see. I wonder why they were there.
but they have a magical aura to them and they're like circular and an inch deep.
I wonder if the previous expedition found anything like that. It'd be worth checking into. In fact, I
Mm.
think I will check into that, or have somebody do so. And if we are able to find more of these discs, would you be willing to go deeper into the structure for us?
Certainly.
Yeah, totally. But that wasn't the only religious thing we found there.
Okay. What else did you
So,
find?
well, okay, the most recent one was these crabs. Um,
Crabs?
so
Oh, right.
So, oh God, I don't want to explain this either. I'll take out the notes and show them, but essentially
Uh-huh.
there's these massive crabs and they came out and they danced around in front of this fallen obelisk and they were like singing and spinning around in circles and playing music.
Really?
It
Crabs?
was pretty
Yeah,
wild.
giant
And they had
bear-sized
like
crabs.
tech machinery sticking
Yeah,
out of them. Looked like they were half robot. It was
Really?
weird.
That sounds
Mhm.
fascinating.
it was
It
really
was.
weird.
They played music and danced around the flower and sang. I don't
Are
know.
were you able to talk to them?
We didn't try to communicate.
We
I
didn't want to
wasn't in
interrupt their
the
ceremony.
ceremony, of course.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
But we assume that they do it every night, as they were fresh tracks the day we got there, and they came the night we went there. So
So you found a giant pyramid with a spire coming out the
hmm
surface, and then you found giant crabs that are part machine
hmm
that worship an obelisk or something. Um,
yeah.
I assume that's it.
There was like one more, right?
Um, yeah, that was it for religious.
I feel like we're missing one. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm gonna cross-reference the notes. Let me.
Yeah. Where are the notes? Are they just in the cart?
I don't
Out
know.
of
I
character.
actually
Are the
can't.
notes
I
in the
don't see
cart?
one in the cart.
Document 310. Oh, there's a bunch of documents. Oh boy.
Duh.
Like I said, I put everything down so each document is a separate thing for our whole expedition. And it's
Mm-hmm.
as detailed as possible. Like I said, Ayer's maps were all put in here and everything. So
Right. Okay. Anyway, after listening to you for a while, he says, "Well, I was the limit before was 400 or sorry 200 silvers for each. You know, based on whether you find something. But honestly, you found more than I was expecting. I can't go too much higher, but am willing to pay you each 300 silvers instead of 200. So he hands each of you 30 gold,
Cool.
or both of you 30 gold.
Sweet.
And I
Wait, when
hope
you say is that 30 each or 30 total?
30 each for
Okay,
both of you, just you two though.
I
Mm-hmm.
understand.
And then he says, I hope you're available in the future. I'm sure we're going to need to go back. I'm not clear yet who they're sending back, etc. But I'm hoping it's you two are with them since you have prior experience. And hopefully we can explore, we can find out more about these crab creatures and definitely explore that pyramid further. So hopefully you two are up for that.
Certainly.
Yep.
Oh, all right then. All right, so you guys wind up leaving that. All right, so who's next?
I suppose I could go next.
Okay, so the Order of Steel. All right, so Ragu, you show up at the Order of Steel, and
Mm-hmm.
likewise, you're shuffled to a meeting room, and here you see, a paladin who, again, you know of him from before, and he looks at you and he says, "So, I have already heard a runner from the guild mentioning something that you had returned and found evidence of civilization. So tell me about that."
Oh yes, very much. I have here a large stack of documents, and I hand him the whole stack. And I realize that that is just the more than just the writings and glyphs and symbols that you are wanting, but detailed copies of all of them are in there. On top of that, I have also found these, and I pull out two tiny little pocketbooks. Now, if you look at them, the symbols and everything are exactly the same. It is like it's not even as if the books were copied, as if they are just two completely identical versions of the same thing with all sorts of writings and stuff. And I
He
have been able to
takes the
document at
books
least.
and
Okay.
he looks at them and then he kind of feels the surface. It's like it's so smooth. This isn't paper. This is fascinating.
Yes,
He puts them to the
yes.
side. Go ahead and continue.
Oh, and as documented in my 7 documents here, I have been able to find at least 4 different types of writing glyphs or symbols. And some of them are also associated with some of the maps that are also in the document, along with detailed descriptions of the actual buildings and some strange devices, all of it very much technological and made not by nature.
This is amazing. Well, I had originally been uh, authorized to offer you between 50 and 300 silver based on your results, but wow, that would be an insult. I I'm gonna this I might get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and pay you 700 silvers for all the wealth of information. So he hands you 70 gold.
Awesome.
And if there's any fallout from such a big payout, don't worry, I will take it. This is well worth it. And I hope that we're gonna go through all this, and I'm sure we're gonna figure things out and have you explore further. And so I certainly hope you're available for that.
Oh, very much, very much. I want to be the next one to go, or my team wants to be the next ones to go through the portal again. We don't want others going in and screwing up all the work we have been doing.
Yeah, most definitely. You've proven yourselves to be quite capable. Especially you, I might add. I'm guess this looks like it's all your work, so that is amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So you wind up leaving, and who's next?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go to my
So,
guild.
Okay. So yeah, you show up, and of course you get shuffled to a back room as well. And so they sit you down, and it's like, well, there was no doubt that at least you would survive. I'm hoping the rest of your group survived as well.
Yep, and much of a piece as we could be. Yep.
Well, that is interesting.
With a twinge of disappointment in there.
That is definitely good. So about the object, were you able to recover it?
Yep, on the way going there, I wanted to kind of stealthily put it around my neck so that by the time I got in front of them, I can just take
Oh,
it out.
okay. And he's looking at it, like, oh, I see you recovered it. That is most excellent. If you will hand it over, and he gives you 30 gold. And he
Yep,
says
I
this
do
is
so.
well earned, and there are apparently some, I've been informed, some additional work we need done in the future. So I will be speaking to others to make sure that you are on the next expedition, and I hope you are willing to do more. And trust me, now that your skills and your tact have been proven, they will be more valuable in the future.
Yep, absolutely.
So, is there anything else you would like to say? If not, then we will be speaking to you within the next few weeks.
Curiosity, would I know if this particular guild is interested in rarities of any kind?
They are if it's the kind of thing that they think they can get money out of.
So I want to spend some time with them because I held on to one berry, which I would assume that by the time we came back would have already kind of
Yeah,
rotted or
it's
gone
rotted,
to right,
definitely.
right. But I would have taken time to recover the seeds from it because it was a berry
Yep.
and describe to them what it was, what it tasted like, what it could be. And I give them the name, which is the very first berry that I found, which is the Sochi dakiris, but I just tell them Sochis. That's how I call them.
Okay.
And I described to them that if they try to somehow plant these, that this might be the next big hit that
It might
could be out here.
be. That's very fascinating. Well, I want to thank you for that. And he hands you another 30 silver.
Sweet. That's it. I'll spend that time and then I'll return to the guild after.
Fair enough. All right. And is that everybody? I believe that's everybody. All right. So you have all turned in your various different missions and gained extra money from the process. You have returned and completed your quest for the guild. And at this point in time, you get at least 2 weeks of downtime. Obviously, the leveling will happen between sessions, so don't worry about that. But if you do, you guys want to do your downtime now, or do you want to wait until next session?
Well, it's only 10:24. I kind of want to do stuff yet. I don't want to kill the session so early.
Yeah, I mean, you guys wind up getting back. I think this one will probably be an early session, um, but because again, we want to do the leveling. So I'm hearing that you guys want to do your downtime now, so that's fine. So we'll go ahead and go through that. So who wants to go through their stuff first?
Well, I guess for what it's worth, I was already doing the skill up stuff, so I went
The
ahead
link for
and
that again? Sorry to interrupt.
if you want to see the skills, like, you want the downtime thing? I happen to have the skills article circle up, so I'll paste that. Because if you're going to do any skill training, you can see that. I just linked that right now, and then give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and get you that downtime link.
So for the downtime, you can generally only do one of the things, but you got 2 weeks, so you get to choose two things. If you want to choose two different skills, or sorry, one skill where you get 2 weeks worth of training, um, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, you can pick something else. So I'm assuming then, Pico, that you've already chosen which skill to increase.
Yeah, I'd been working on athletics for a while, so the first week of training was enough to finally cross me over. So I'm now officially proficient in
Oh,
that.
excellent. So go ahead and mark that down. So what are you going to do with your second week?
With that, I was going to go ahead and start on my training in climbing to specialize in that. So I've got that marked down already as well.
Okay. So yeah, make sure to change your skill to climbing then on your sheet, and mark off one of the bubbles.
Yeah, I already did that.
Cool. So that's your downtime. Who wants to do downtime next?
Yeah, I can go.
All right.
I'd like to go to the library and do some research with the using the materials that we found, the artifacts and whatnot we found with the runes during our exploration, and see if I can't figure out the what was it called, the not the passcode, but the thing that Tom we're looking for. I'll
Oh,
look at
your the authorization code.
yeah, the authorization code. Yeah.
All right. Let me see. So where is there's downtime?
Actually, before he does that, I was actually planning on doing that as well. I don't know if that affects anything.
Okay. So for the first week, you guys are going to both work together for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to do that if we want to do it at the same time or work
So
together.
that's a good question. You guys can either work independently and roll independently, or you can work together and basically roll with advantage.
Well, reading the thing, it says using a well stocked library, you can get advantage on the check. Would I be able to just roll
No, that's true.
advantage?
So both of you guys should probably do it separately then. All right.
Okay.
All right. So Ira, go ahead and make your roll with advantage, and it says an
Sure.
intelligence check.
Oh, whew.
All right. So you're definitely looking through everything. You're doing research with the library. Um, you've done everything you can think of, but unfortunately, you're not making any headway. Galen, go for your first week. Go ahead and do the
Wait,
same
isn't
thing.
7 still one piece of lore?
It would be one piece of lore if it wasn't for the fact that this is a completely different world we're talking about, and your information is incomplete.
Gotcha.
I was looking for at least the 11 to 20 category. All right, Galen, you're doing the same thing, right? For your first week?
Yes.
All right. So
Yes,
just
I
to be clear,
was.
Ire, this is just your first week, so you can try
Yeah,
again if assuming Galen doesn't succeed. But I'm assuming you guys are communicating. So go ahead, Galen. You also have
Okay,
advantage.
but there's a monetary cost, so it says 500 silver, right?
Yes. So
So
that's
that would be
paying the
50
fees for
gold.
the library and facilities and all that. So that's just equivalent to 50 gold, obviously. And Ire, I'm assuming you spent your 500 silvers?
Oh, I thought you only have to spend silvers if you want to add
No,
to
it's
the
the
roll.
base is 500,
Gotcha.
and then you can spend 500 more to get extra bonuses.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'll spend 500.
I think for the first week I'm just gonna spend the raw 500.
Okay,
So that's 30 gold, right? Or sorry, 50 gold.
50 gold, yeah.
That's how that
S-
maths out.
yeah.
Okay,
So you also
sweet.
have advantage.
Yes, good. Right.
And you're specifically looking to try to figure out what that authorization code is, right?
Um,
Or are you looking for something else? The more specific you are, the more likely you are to find what you're looking for, not something related
then
or something
yes, I'm
else.
looking for the authorization code in hopes of eventually being able to kind of start reading this language, but starting with the authorization code so we don't have to kill the automata anymore.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Okay.
All right, you did make it into the proper category, and so because it's Lumev information, we're basically subtracting one piece of lore. So you discover one piece of lore, which in one of those books, you go through all the papers and you start finding some matches, and you start figuring out the numbering system. And you don't know how to read the stuff, but at least now you know what numbers are and you can recognize the numbers. Um, and so at that point, you actually do find the authorization code, which is a string of numbers, 45 numbers long.
Oh my God. Okay.
So you can
Well,
tell as you write this down. So you want to write in your character sheet that you know it, and currently you're the only one who knows it. This is not something you would have been able to guess.
got it. Yeah, 45 numbers is a lot.
And
Memory's okay.
because of that success, you are actually going to gain a bonus 60 XP at the end. Because it's basically a goal that you went out and figured. No, never mind. I'm just going to add it to the group goal. So the group will gain more XP for that.
Awesome.
All right, so that was Ire and Galen for your first week. So, Ire, what are you doing for your second week?
If
What's up?
if you have like a skill you're trying to work towards, that's fine. But if you wanna work with me so that we can try and start deciphering this language
Yeah,
together,
I
I'd
can
be
do that. I
game for
didn't have
that.
a skill or anything, so that's fine.
I have a skill, but it's just bargaining. I don't really care
Uh-huh.
that much
Yeah, I
about
can
it. I
do
think
some
that,
more. Yeah, I'll do some more work in this language.
yeah, let's do
So
it.
I'll do some research, and then I'm assuming I can use his like what he ascertained from his first week of research to kind of build off of it to try and.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you guys are communicating.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All
so
right.
you're doing some more research. It's going to cost you another 500 silvers if you do so. What are you trying to figure out?
Just trying to uh uh decipher the language more so that we can using all of our like
Maybe let's just get a basic alphabet. Let's
right
start there.
trying to get like using all of our different references, our different sources that we gathered, and maybe we can decipher the alphabet of this language
All
or
right,
something.
so given the information you have, you're pretty sure. Actually, you're absolutely positive that a week is not going to be enough to decipher or to figure out the language. However, it is reasonable to at least figure out what the alphabet is. So, which which language are you looking at? Are you looking at the ones that you found, like in the Automata Cave and the crater, or are you looking at the one that you found where those crab creatures were, etc.? So, which one are you looking at?
Oh,
I
God.
think Crater Automata language, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, we'll do that.
all right, go for it. All right, you are in the right category, so you are able to figure out that there is an alphabet. The alphabet seems to be consist of 33 characters, and they do seem to be grouped in threes. You're not sure the significance of the groups, but every group of three, those characters are more similar to each other than the other groups. Um, and then, so yeah, there's basically 11 of those groups. But unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily give you much in the headway of learning the language, but at least it's a start.
Yeah.
So you might want to write down somewhere that you know that now. And then that's your second week. And then, Galen, what are you doing for your second week?
I'm gonna build off of what he was doing using the alphabet and whatnot. I want to see if I can start to decipher like basic syntax or like sentence structure. If
Okay,
there's like things that they use for that, like how the alphabet is actually organized.
fair enough.
And I'll spend an even platinum for that to get the +1 bonus.
Okay, so it's advantage +1.
Yep, hopefully I don't blow it.
2 ones are coming up. Just kidding.
Don't jinx it. Hey, look at that.
That's
That's
better
a
than 2
21.
ones, but it is a
Nice.
21, so that puts you into the 2 pieces of lore.
It
So,
puts me in the next category. Yeah,
yeah, so
sweet.
basically what that means is you start learning about the structure of the words. You do figure out that words seem to be made up of multiples of 3. The shortest word is 3 symbols long. The longest word seems to be full 33 symbols long. And you also learn that there is a larger scale pattern to the way the words are put together, uh, and so it seems like um, you'll have a case where it's like, okay, you got these groups that add up to like 27 characters, and then you have these groups that add up to 27 characters, and then that forms a larger structure, and so on. And so it seems like there's a hierarchical structure to the language. So it isn't just the words and the sentences, but there's structures on top of that that add meaning.
Huh, okay.
Unfortunately, that also means that the language is extremely complex,
Yeah.
and it's going to be rather difficult to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But you did figure that stuff out, and that does actually add more experience points. Alrighty, so that's Galen and Ire. Pico's is taken care of. Who's next?
If nobody else wants to go.
Well,
I'm
I
still
think everybody
figuring
needs to go
myself
at some
out.
point. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I genuinely don't know what right now. I'm still figuring that out, so I can't go next.
That's fine. And
Um,
if
if
just
I,
to be clear, if you can't figure out what you want to do with your downtime, you could always do it next session. Because I know this is going to be early, but I think once you guys are done with your downtime, that's going to be where the session ends. So if you can't figure it out, you can punt it. But if you can't figure it out, might as well do it. All right. So who's next?
if I,
I can just do my next time, because I'm not
okay,
sure yet.
okay. All right,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and go.
Go ahead,
I've
Ragu.
got a whole bunch of stuff here. All right, let's see here if I can keep this all in order. My first week, I'm going to go ahead and do my skill training, which completes a skill. I've already done some of my leveling up stuff. I'll be going up in fighter class.
Okay. Yeah, you
Um,
can do the level up between. And so
between
you're finishing off a skill, you said.
yeah,
So what skill is that?
endurance.
Cool. All right. So that'll take your first week. So what are you doing
Okay.
for your second week?
Well, actually, the first week I wanted to give as much time as possible to my contact gimbal, something I'd sent you earlier.
Okay. So yeah, you're looking for information about that telepathy thing, right?
Yeah, and like I said, I have some stuff to sell him, so I actually need to go talk to him. But hell,
Okay.
I'll even burn a fate point to see if it's fate that he just happens to find one for me.
I can tell you now that burning a fate point won't do you any good, so I'm just telling you before ahead time so you don't waste it. However, so you do talk to him about, and he's definitely going to look into that. He doesn't have anything in the moment, but what
Yeah,
else are you
well,
doing
he's
with
got
it?
two. All right, well, he's got 2 weeks. I'm flipping over to equipment right now. Like I said, I had a bunch of stuff. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
okay,
organize
go ahead.
it. Okay, anyway, I tell him early so he has like our 2 weeks to try and find that stuff.
Fair enough.
Whilst there, say, hey, I've got some other wonderful things for you. Information that I'm sure you would find profitable.
Oh, indeed. Given where you've been.
Yes. And I pull out the third copy of the Lumev expedition documents.
I see.
I just kind of set them down and slide them over.
Let's see. Looks at them. Right. So what's the catch? What is it that you want for this?
That's just it. I'm going to help you with a whole bunch of stuff, and you're going to help me with things I ask for later. I mean, that's how we've always run things. It's always been a trust thing, never a tit for tat with us.
He already realizes there's a catch. He's asking what the catch is.
Well, I did ask him for a very specific magical thing. And, oh, yes, I'm definitely going to be needing some special incense for my familiar. Is there any way I can get, something compact and small so that I can carry around quick and easy and have many, 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 many chances to be casting it over and over again? You know
He
what it
thinks
means?
about it and he's like, well, normally it'd be 100 silver worth of stuff if I'm remembering my spells correctly, which I think I am.
Yeah.
However, looking at all this you gave me, I see.
Oh, there's more that I have here.
I don't.
I have.
I don't have a lot of these hanging around, but I can give you these. He gave you 3 boxes. Um, each they're fairly small. Actually, they're fairly large, but they're fairly light. So each box is about half a pound, and he says, well, each one of those contains what you need to cast your find familiar spell. The charcoal and stuff, there's only so much I can do about the weight, the size, but that will allow you to cast it 3 times, and yeah, so half a pound apiece. So it'd basically be 1.5 pounds for 3 castings.
Okay, and he gave me 3 of those, so I've only got 9 castings.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to write down here.
And he says, yeah, that would definitely be a lot of money normally, but I think that's a good exchange.
Okay. Now check out some of these stuff. And I pull out 3 dark metal rods. Look at these things, a unique foreign Lumev metal refined.
He looks at it. I don't even know what that is.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah, definitely going to have to get some people to do some research on this. I don't know anything about it right now, obviously, but maybe there's something valuable we can learn. So go ahead.
And now, this I know is a very powerful weapon. I personally cannot say I know exactly how to use it, but I know it is a very powerful weapon. And I reach down and I pull out 2 of those cylinder missiles.
Oh, he looks at that. He looks at one end and looks at the other,
and I tell him the symbols, and I tell him how it was supposed to be used, getting in the tube. It's highly magical and technological. You can probably learn tons from it.
Undoubtedly. All right. Well, this is definitely useful stuff. I wonder if this can go into here. It's like, oh, wait. Anyway, so what's the price? Is it the normal, or do you want something specific?
I've still got more stuff.
Okay, let's just have it.
All right, yeah, because I got a lot to go through and then a lot more to try and figure out. So
sure.
All right, 2 of them. I pull out 1 pocketbook and say, now, this is a copy of the language, one of the languages we have found, and it lines up with all the documents that I just gave you. So that would be an excellent research tool for information.
He rubs the pages. It's like they're so smooth. What is this?
Yes, yes, very strange.
Well, I don't know what to say. It's but before I say anything more, let's have the rest.
Okay. I pull out 3 strange rectangular tin coins, each with a rune on it. Now, I believe this might be money, but I am not 100% sure. It's still made out of a strange material with the strange runes on it.
He
More
looks at it.
artifacts from Lumev.
Indeed. He he starts. He notices he goes around the desk and he says, "Wait here a moment." And he goes to the front door. He puts out a sign, and then he locks the door and he comes back around the desk. Continue.
Okay. Now, this here is something that has angered me very much. This I am not happy with at all. Very angry. And I take out this small bottle and I just set it on the table and I just make a fist at it, and it is, "This is the evil creatures kill my char."
This is so small.
It's the remnants of this large, like large, big, bigger than a man, pile of goo with a skull that just absorbs everything like acid. Once I destroy it, I kept a small piece. It's very, seems, I don't know, poisonous or toxic or acidic. It's very nasty thing. But it is
Okay.
more toxic or poisonous in my personal observations than maybe even some dragon salivas. I do not know, but I'm sure it can be very potent in the
Oh,
proper
strange.
magical applications.
It's better you than me. I'm definitely not going there ever. All right. Is that it, or you still have more?
Let's see here. I gotta delete that one. Yes, I do have more. One second. And I'll delete that later then. Oh, yes. I pull out one rock. It's a, big, but large enough sized rock. And it's gray and it's got these weird little flecks of color in it. And I call this Lumeor. It is magical in nature, but naturally occurring on Lumev.
And this is the ore, right?
Yeah, the Lumeor.
Yeah. So he's looking at it. It's like, hmm. I have a feeling. I uh, I will be getting back to you on this one because I think one of your friends may have some use for this. He takes it because you'd brought in the party before, and I'm pretty sure he saw Ire, and he's like, yeah, the I have a feeling that this is connected with the automata somehow.
Yes.
So yeah, like, give me a couple weeks, and then I think we'll be having a discussion with your automata friend.
Excellent. Now, with all this stuff, I'm wondering if you can possibly help me with, like I said, the telepathy crystal I was looking for, and maybe other magical things that might be able to help me on my way.
Yeah, I can't make any promises, but I will certainly look into it. Come back in a couple of weeks, and I should have some leads, or at least information. But
Okay.
you definitely earned it.
Yes, thank you very much, and I am always glad to help you because I know you can make a good niece.
He just starts carting the stuff to the back, and he says,
Okay.
stay there for a moment. Let me put this stuff away in my safe before I let you out. It's
Of
not.
course.
It's just I'm a little
Yes,
paranoid.
security. Yes, security.
So
Um,
after a couple of minutes, he just comes back and forth, hauling stuff into the back room, and then he finally comes back and he says, he looks around, oh, I forgot a piece, and he takes it, and then he comes back and it's like, okay, all clear. All right, I can.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have a small note. It's just a small list, and I go ahead and hand it to him and say, if you can find any of these things, this would be very nice for me. Yes. Jeremy, I don't know what's on that list yet. I'll be able to do that between now and next session.
Okay, well, just post it, and then yeah, he'll definitely look, and then we'll talk about it next session.
Of course.
Okay, so
Oh,
then
and
at that, oh, go ahead.
yeah, and as you can see, Char is now with me. Can I go in on the house just to get him back?
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
All right, so he takes you to the door, and he lets you out, and then he turns the sign, or he takes the sign back in. You notice now that it was a closed sign that he had put out there.
Yeah.
And then he puts it away, and he says, "Well, like I said, it's going to take me a couple weeks to process this. So in about 2 weeks, why don't you come back, and then we'll have further discussion."
Excellent. Thank you so much, my friend.
And in meta terms, that'll be next session.
Yeah.
However, Raku, that was just your first week. So what are you going to do with your second week?
All right. My first week was selling all that stuff to him, getting well, there was 9 in that box, and then 10 is the one he gave me for free, which I'm going to burn already. I don't even have to write it down
Exactly.
to get.
I assumed you're going to do that at your earliest opportunity.
Absolutely, I feel
But
like
yeah,
a part of me.
finishing that skill was the main part of your first week, and then this was
Yeah.
just it doesn't take a whole week to do what you just did. So
No.
so yeah, that's your first week. So what are you gonna do during your second week?
Oh, that I do not have. I apologize. I might have to finish my second week.
Next session? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, think about it. Think about what you're gonna do with your second week. It could be start a new skill. It could be you're making potions. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. So you figure that out. Is there anybody else who needs to do anything for downtime, or are you gonna wait for next week?
I think I can probably get most of mine because but I just need a couple of verifications from you about the stuff with downtime because I'm still a little we don't do it as often, so it's not like I remember all of the
Yeah.
rules that come with it.
In that case, I should probably give you the.
I have it open. I
Oh,
have
okay.
that.
Okay.
That's not the case. It's just that me trying to. It's either I ping you offline to kind of get all of that like sorted out, or I can just ask you now since
Just ask me
nobody else.
now. We have time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, if I understand correctly, there's the 2 weeks that were being granted for training. That's to level up, or that's to
Yeah, you're also
uh,
leveling up, and you can do that between sessions. But yes, when we come back, you'll be level 4.
right. But that's the one that we don't get. We don't have to pay for. What about the one where like, for instance, I have 2 weeks down for tailing. I've got 2 more to finish it off. So,
Yeah.
is
So
it
that means you don't have to pay extra to get that. So yeah, you get your if you want to spend the next 2 weeks finishing off tailing, then that's free. It is not extra.
okay? So if I do that though, I can't do anything else. Like, say, try and go buy a magic item if I wanted to go looking for that, because
Yeah,
I would
if you're
think that
doing
doesn't take as much.
if you because things with magic items or research or any of that they take the time because you're talking to people, you're going through multiple people and all that. So if you want to do regular shopping, you can do that as much as you want because that doesn't take much time. But when it comes to magic items and stuff like that, then yeah, that takes the whole week of downtime.
Then that answers. Then I'll just do mine. That's 2 weeks. I'll finish off tailing, and I'm done with my downtime.
Okay, that's fair. And yeah, when we come back and you guys are leveled and everything, we can see what's going to happen next. Obviously, for you guys, all your characters are worried about is it's been very hard travel, with all the rolls, and exhaustion and everything. So clearly, you guys need the rest. So that's probably all you're thinking about. Um, yeah, that would suggest your characters don't actually know what's coming next directly, but you'll find out. In the meantime, is there anybody else has anything to do with downtime? If not, I will calculate the session experience. All right, I will do the experience thing right now, so give me a few moments. It's actually a lot of goals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And then treasure. Actually, I don't think you guys got any treasure this time. And then a lot from exploration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 240. And while I'm doing this, who wind up missing things and stuff today? I don't think there was a lot of that today, right?
I missed two.
Okay.
I might have missed
I
one.
definitely messed up at least one. Well, I messed up my studying, my research, and I also messed up my religion check.
Okay, so Oreo, you said you missed once?
No, I missed twice. I missed an
Twice.
attack and I missed my Constitution save at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, and Pico, you said you missed twice? And Ragu?
I missed once. I rolled like a 3 or a 2, or I rolled really, really badly on something close to the beginning.
And Devok, what'd you say?
I missed as well.
Once or twice?
Twice.
All right, fair
Oh,
enough.
twice. My second one was an intelligence investigation check.
All right, and Galen. Did you miss anything? I think you did, at least once. Oh, we'll come back to you. And Ire?
What? I missed two.
You missed two. All right. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the experience then. So it should be on the screen. So the total session experience is 600. A lot of that because you got a lot of experience from goals. Normally, you only get normally you can only get half of that, but because of all the extra things you did individually from your extra research and everything, it basically doubled that particular set of experience points. And of course, you got experience from encounters. There wasn't a whole lot of fighting, but they were still encounters. And then, of course, a lot of experience from exploration. So yeah, I hate to end an hour early, but I think that's probably what we'll do since you guys have you managed to come back from Lumev, you managed to get your downtime done. You're going to be leveling up, and then next time we'll come in fresh and then go from there.